Hey guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Before I can even get into chat, Troll said he's alive. Yes, I am alive and recovered from Sunday's stream. I had a blast Sunday night. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember part of Sunday night, but it was a really good time. I've been going back and like watching parts of the stream and thanks a lot for everybody who showed up. For everybody who showed up, even if you didn't spend money, I appreciate you guys being there and hanging out. Especially if you did spend money, thank you guys. Apparently I drank an entire 12-pack. Carly put a picture of it in the Discord. But Sunday was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate everybody who was there and who participated. It really means a lot. I had a really good time. I did spend Second Cycle said you're alive. It's a miracle. Oh, I spent basically the entire day recovering yesterday. There was a few incidents of vomit involved, and a lot of sleep. So it was fun. It was not fun recovering, but it was a fun stream. Big shout out to Carly, honestly, for one, taking care of me, and two, for just bringing me stuff and like doing stuff all night. Carly's the real MVP of Sunday's stream. Carly was there like doing work and doing everything. So I really appreciate her doing that. Dude, let's go. We got Mason with the big hydrate already, huh? I don't know that I've ever been so excited to only have to drink water. The good news is that I think Sunday made me better at doing big hydrates. So there's that. That's pretty cool. Okay. So I'm going to be streaming tonight, and I'm going to be streaming on Thursday this week. Might be streaming tomorrow, or I don't think so. What are we doing? We're going out to dinner tomorrow with Greg and D. Yeah, so probably won't be streaming tomorrow, but I'll be streaming tonight, and I'll be streaming Thursday. We'll be playing Phi, trying to prepare for Cincinnati this weekend. Oh, God, excuse me. So I'm very excited to be practicing Phi for this weekend. I think Phi's in a really good spot for the weekend, and tonight's going to be a bit of a grind and us like really trying to make sure that our deck's in the right place and that we don't need to make any of the last minute changes this week. So let's see. Happy New Year, bro. Good luck in Cincy this weekend. Yeah, hydrate for the fight, dude. Thank you. Board Game Rav. I like that name, dude. I appreciate that. Happy New Year to you as well, man. I appreciate you coming by and hanging out tonight. Second Cycle said it was a great stream. Dude, I had so much fun. I don't really remember the last hour, if I'm being honest. I have went back and watched me giving Diablo the tutorial at least once or twice, and it gets funnier every single time I watch it. Bro, that was the biggest hydrate I've ever seen in my life. That's right, you boys been practicing. I've been practicing. Any decks besides Phi you were considering this weekend? Won't be able to make it, so haven't thought much about the meta. That's fair, Rab. So I had considered playing Azalea this weekend. I really like Azalea's spot in the metagame right now. Like, I think she's probably the best positioned hero in the metagame right now. But I think that you need at least a 3-digit number of games on Azalea to be able to really like pilot her well and beat Bravo with it. So that's really why I'm not playing Azalea. And I've been working on this Phi list for about a month, and I really think my Phi list is in a great position, not only for the weekend, but for the entire metagame. And I think Bravo is going to be really popular. I wasn't really considering playing Bravo. That was never really on the table for me, like unless it just turned out that Bravo was absolutely insane. It's pretty much always been between Phi and Azalea. So unless like something else like really jumped out in front of me, but I think Bravo is going to be very popular this weekend, and I think so will Azalea. And so I think that Phi has a good matchup into both of those. So I'm actually really excited to get the Phi list going and play this weekend. Tutorial in quotation marks is an 100% accurate depiction of of Sunday night's stream ending. Oh, makes sense. Azalea, and yeah, go with what you have more experience with. Yeah, 100%, Rav, 100%. I think that playing a deck that you have experience with, I think a lot of times will trump the better deck if like depending on the learning curve for like that deck, if that makes any sense. All right, so we're starting off with Bravo pretty early. It's time to see if my strategy is still holding up here. Since I've made the changes to my list, I was looking earlier today. I am 8-0 into Bravo with this list in both testing and testing and on Talishar when we're playing games. So my strategy here is to play my 57 card main deck, bring in Sync Belows, Reinforced Alliance, Command and Conquers. We're going to take out Double Strike because it's the worst attack into Starstruck and Spinal Crush, which is our really like our like Achilles heel cards that are really bad for us. And I'm going to cut Art of War because it's a setup card and I don't want to take the chance of drawing a poor Art of War hand. Being able to go second is really good, but also terrifying at the same time because there's always the chance that my opponent can just dominate a Starstruck right here, and then my turn is in shambles, and I'm in a really bad spot. Yeah, baby?
I'm sorry, do you know where that cat...
No, you're fine. I don't apologize, baby. I think let's block 7 here. We'll give up the Mounting Anger, the Ronin Renegade. We'll keep the Bittering Thorns. I'm a pretty big fan of Bittering Thorns here. Trent says, I feel like Fi is in a really good position right now, though. I 100% agree, Trent. I think Fi is in a great position right now. And I really like Fi's place in the metagame against all the other decks that are like here and happening right now. So like I could not agree with you more, brother. Could not agree with you more. I think that Fi's in a great spot. You found it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay, so Kadachi, and then we're going to throw Bittering Thorns here, which is pretty good because this demands a card. They could have a Sync Below here. Where's the liquor? Kyle, get out of here, bro. Get out. There will be no liquor. I promise you that. I've laughingly said multiple times that I won't be drinking until next New Year's Eve, which the more I think about it is looking more and more likely. I like throwing every single card in my hand here because if they are holding on to a CNC, then like we're taking away the value of them having a CNC. One of the problems we run into is if they have a Command and Conquer in their arsenal, or not a Command and Conquer, a Sync Below. Not a Sync Below, a Spinal Crush. I drew a Sync Below. They have Spinal Crush. Sheesh. I'm all over the place tonight. Kyle, aren't you still at work, bro? I thought you didn't even get any reception at work, dude. Aren't you still at work right now? Or is the big manager man? Are you off now? You making your own some cushy schedules for yourself there? I think we can just take 8 here. I'm not really worried about anything gaining any like value here. So what we can do is go Kadachi Brand into Censor. I think is a really good line of play here. Because the Censor can name like Starstruck, we could name Command and Conquer here if we wanted to. Like we have a lot of options, and we can still Arsenal or Sync Below. Honestly, given that we have a Sync Below in our arsenal, maybe it's correct if this hits for us to name Command and Conquer. Of course, if they have the CNC, they'll give up a card and like Crater Fist here to stop this, and then Tunic is up. So if they have CNC in arsenal or the CNC in their hand, as long as they have the Pummel to pair with it, they're in a really good spot here. Wait, what was the first record you just gave? Aren't we really pretending you didn't lose 6 games Sunday night? What happened to integrity? Dude, okay, Trent, absolutely nothing that happened on Sunday goes towards the record. I think, what did I end up going, like 3-6 or something like that? Like, it's crazy. Like, I think it was like 3-6 or something like that. We're going to name Starstruck because that's the biggest punishing card that they can have here. And we're going to Arsenal the Sync Below. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Carly's about over here killing herself. Good lord. But no, absolutely nothing that happened on a Sunday night stream is going to be recorded in our game log here, Trent. Hey, what's up, man? The headband is back? Yes, sir. The headband is a staple moving forward, my man. A staple. So, block Lava Burst and Sync Below. Go Rabble into E-Strike, or I could just... So that's 9. Actually, it's 11 versus just 6. I think that's a way better play. And we get to keep our equipment here. So this is the first time they've dominated something against us. I don't think we're going to put anything on the bottom. Of course, knowing our luck, it's only going to be a 9-point E-Strike turn because there's going to be a blue on top. Hey, a red! Let's go! It's your boy, Hot Dog Water. Now I'm debating if I want to use draw a card here. I still think we're just going to go buff power. We just want to get as much value as possible here out of our E-Strike here. Hey, Capello, what's up, man? How are you, buddy? Whoa, why is the chat only connected in one place? What's happening? Okay, that was weird. Sorry, the chat just got like disconnected for some reason on like other aspects of the stream, and like what? Sorry, I want to make sure I didn't miss any messages here. Okay, there. All right, so apparently I didn't miss anything. I don't know what just happened there. That was weird. Kadachi, Mounting Anger, Lava Burst. We actually have Kadachi, Mounting Anger. No, we can't activate it, can we? We could only activate it after we play the Lava Burst, so there's no way. We could pitch the Reinforce, but I think we want to Arsenal the Reinforce here. I'm not the bestest, but I'll survive. How are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Capello. Gotta go. Manager needs me. Oh, well, dude, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it, man. Hope you have a good night, and I'm sorry to hear you're not doing the best, man, but I hope everything gets better. And if you need something or anything, man, I was like, please feel free to message me on Twitter or Discord or something, man. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. It's like we're all one big flesh and blood family, so stop giving me the civic steps at well-timed intervals, opponent. My opponent keeps using their equipment correctly, and I don't like it. I told you I'd wrap all that stuff tomorrow. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Okay. All right, so we'll throw the Lava Burst here for 5. So this puts our opponent to 19, and now we're going to Arsenal the Reinforcement line. Kadachi, go again into Blaze. I can just take 4 here. I mean, it's an 11-point turn with a Mask threaten. Like they're slowly catching turn cycles here, where like they're getting better. Like the last 2 turn cycles, they've gained value off of what their hands have looked like versus ours by blocking and attacking. But I mean, this is 5 go again on hit Mask, so they'll probably give us a card and equipment. Okay, that means they like their hand. And Tunic is coming up, so that is something we have to be aware of here. And then Blaze Headlong. So if they want to keep the rest of their hand here, they'll go to 13, which gives us our... Oh, no. So they had to sink below an Arsenal. Okay. So we're up 5 points with a Reinforcement line in our Arsenal. Ooh, and a sink below in hand. Dachi Rabble. I'm just going to play the sink below here. We haven't seen a single Command and Conquer, so I want to keep the Reinforcement line over the sink below. And I think that this is a better line of play. Like, and we'll keep the cards in our hand here. Like, I think this is a perfectly fine hand. We take 1 on the exchange. If we continue to trade 1 damage like that every single turn cycle, Kadachis will eventually just win us the game. One of the problems we run into, though, is that Bravo has a lot of, like, very powerful crush attacks here. Come on, be a red. Let's go. We're 2 for 2 on reds tonight. You love to see it. Giving us Mask right here? Okay. Oh, Depresso. We don't have any way to do anything here? Man, they just gave us Mask and didn't get punished for it? That's Sag. That's a big Sag right there. Basically, anything that wasn't Command and Conquer or Lightning Strike was really good for us right there. Or a D-React, basically. Yeah, I don't think there's anything to do here. We just have to pass. We can't even, like, activate this to go get the Phoenix Flame. Okay, here's the second time they're bravoing this game. I think this is a really good time to give up equipment here. So we can go block Command and Conquer and block Furnace. Take 3. And then we have Ronin Renegade into 7. So We're only up 4 points now. I mean, we're still up 4 points. Like, it's not like we're losing the race or anything here. Like, the only problem that we have is that they still have 7 points of equipment block left. Like, that's a little... it's not exactly how we drew it up. Not exactly how we want to see things. So our opponent goes to 13, and then we'll see what our hand looks like here. I mean, this hand's pretty good, right? Like, we have Brand, Bittering Thorns, Cincy. Like, we're just going to go to 14 here, and we're going to force out some equipment here on this turn, I think. I think this is going to be a good equipment turn for us. I mean, they could have another D-React here. Like, that's also, like, a very, like, plausible line, is that they have the D-React here in their arsenal. Yep, Fate Foreseen. Now, the Command and Conquer is just a 2 for 6 now because of that, but I still think that's okay. Like, I still think that's a, like, that's still a lot of damage we're throwing at our opponent here, so if they want to give 2 cards here, now they just take 4. Interesting. So, Kadachi, Brand, Kadachi, Mounting Anger, Phoenix Flame, block Stab Wound, take 1. I think that's okay. We want to keep the Lava Veins in our deck because they have potential to have go again during the second cycle, which is pretty good. Yeah, we're just going to come in with the Brand first. And I like coming in with the Brand first because it allows us to go Kadachi, Mounting Anger. And Mounting Anger is our mask chain link here, which is really important. I think being able to push mask with like a breakpoint card is very solid. Now, sometimes your opponents will just have the D-React and it won't matter. Like it appears they do right here. Yep. How many is that? What is that? They've given up 2 pummels here, which is nice, but that's the second Fate Foreseen, and we've only seen 1 Sink Below. Oh, all right. So we'll come in with the Kadachi. We'll activate Phi. We'll come in for 2 because of Shuko, the blue Brand at the beginning of the turn. They'll give us Buckler here. They want to keep their hand. Okay, Tunic. They just throw Starstruck for 7 here. I mean, so we have a couple of options here. Like, we can decide how we want to go about this here, because we have a couple of lines of play here we can take. We can give Ronin Renegade, Reinforce the Line, and Flamescale Furnace to take 3 and go to 10. And then we have Dachi Rising Snatch, which is all like that's a very good sequence for us. I could just give up Diplomacy, Ronin Renegade, Rising Resentment, and then just throw the Snatch and keep the Reinforce the Line. Like, also a very reasonable play we could make here. I mean, we can also, like, stop the Crush effect on a Spinal Crush here if they throw a Spinal Crush next turn. Because if we do give equipment, we'd have Mask, Shuko, and a 3-block, which is 7. So I think we're just going to go... I think we're just going to go 7 and try to, like, push some tempo here. I think pushing 7 is an okay turn here. Like, I don't like giving up our D-React and the equipment there, but I think it's fine. We did put a Reinforce the Line on the bottom earlier, so that's something to be aware of as well. Rising Resentment. So let's see. We played 2 Sink Belows. We've played 1 Reinforce the Line and put a Reinforce the Line on the bottom. So... yeah, I'm going to throw Snatch here. I really like throwing Snatch here. They probably have a D reactified, I guess. Yeah. So that's the last Fate for Scene. Last Fate for Scene, and there's one more sync, or two more syncs, I'm sorry. Two more syncs, I think. So, yeah, there's our last reinforcement line, and then we have one more sync below we haven't seen yet, so... This is going to line up very well for us. Hopefully it's a Spinal Crush. Like, I really hope it's a Spinal Crush here. That feels so good for us. Is there a world where we're just blocking 3, throwing the Snatch? Nah, I don't think that's correct. I think if we just take 2, keep our equipment here, and go to 8, I think we're okay. I think this is fine. I think this is perfectly fine. Dude, quit throwing your Snatch around. Oh, it's hilarious, Trent. Oh, that's amazing. Are you not playing Pouncing Links in this list? Roast and Toast, I do have Pouncing Links in the list. I don't play it in a Bravo, but I do have it in the list, yeah. I definitely think we take 4, go to 4 here, and then I can go 3, 4, 4. And then I can arsenal my sync below and set up to be able to block 8. Yeah, I have Pouncing Links in the list. I just don't run it in a Bravo, Toast. They're out of equipment. And we're almost at a point where almost every single card, except for Kadachi's, gets cards out of their hand. Sync below? Yep. There's only one sync left. This has been a very grindy game, which it always is against Bravo, but... I mean, considering there's only one sync below left, if we throw the Snatch and they say no blocks, are we just going to snap here? I don't think so. I don't think so, but we could. Let's just say no blocks. Okay, so they did have double sync, so we would have been punished for it. I think we made the more correct decision by being patient here anyway. Yikes. So, if I wanted to get real interesting here, we could give up equipment. I don't know that that's correct, though. I don't know that giving up our equipment here is correct. We could, though. So, at this point in the game, we want to keep a blue, and we probably want to keep the Rabble. Like, we have to block 6 here, so if we were going to block with equipment here, I think we're blocking with Sensor, Mask, and Shuko here to keep our sync below, because we want our sync below. But I honestly think it's better just to block with Sensor and Lava Burst. We'll just block the 6 because we can. We'll keep our equipment for a rainy day. And then we'll go Dachi into Rabble. Hopefully there's not a blue on top of our deck. It's also worth noting we do only have 15 cards left in our deck, but that's pretty normal for a game of Bravo when the Bravo plays this way, which I think is the correct way for Bravo to play. They've played the game very well, like it's just not a good matchup for them. Tonight's the Malort night. Good God, Adam's trying to get me killed. I'm still recovering from Sunday, man. I'm kidding about that, but dude, no way. There's no way I'm drinking Malort tonight, dude. You're crazy. You're living out there, man. You're living out there, dude. Is this our hand? Is this what we want? I think it is. If we give up both pieces of our equipment here, which I guess having 4 over here and 4 in the sync below is no different, except we have more D-reacts coming up. So I can actually keep the sync here, and then my turn is Dachi, Brand Dachi, Sensor, Snap, Salta Wound. Yeah, like we'll just play our sync below here. This is a really good hand. We're going to go to 3. I'm not going to put anything on the bottom because I really like my hand the way it's set up naturally. This is a hand that gives us enough tempo to like really try and end the game here. Lynx is better in this matchup, in my opinion. +7 damage, better than making them block, which is what Bravo has to do anyway. So, Toast, I agree with you in the sentiment that Bravo has to block anyway. I don't agree with you that Lynx is better. I have about 50 games on momentum like probably if I had to guess into Bravo overall between like all of my file lists over the last like 2 or 3 months. And then I have, and then I also have about 20 to 30 games on Lynx, and I wasn't a fan. Like, it's fine. Like, and I'm not saying Lynx is bad, but I definitely think that this is for 5, which just ends the game. Cool, good game, opponent. I definitely like Momentum better, and I'll tell you why. Because Bravo does have to block. You're correct. Like, so 15 turns. Yeah, 15 turns seems pretty accurate. That's the typical Bravo game in my experience. Like, Mask of Momentum makes them block over the course of the whole game. And Lynx, you're right. Lynx is generally somewhere between 6 and 8 damage. The absolute floor of pouncing Lynx is 5. Normally it's 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. Like, great turns are 8. Now, with that in mind, you get more value, in my opinion, out of pushing breakpoints and making them block awkwardly over the course of the game by having Mask of Momentum. And every Bravo player that I've talked to tells me that they are more scared to see Mask of Momentum than they are Mask of the Pouncing Lynx. Because for a long time, I was on the train of thought of, I really just want to play Mask of the Pouncing Lynx. And whenever you decide you don't want to block because you want to, like Spinal Crush Pummel or Starstruck Pummel, or you want to do something crazy like that, that's when I'm going to play my Lynx, and that's when I'm going to go all in for like 20, 25 points. Even on like a subpar 4-card hand, can still be worth 20 to 25 points with the Mask of the Pouncing Lynx. But I think that if you want to give me Mask, like, now my opponent gave me Mask that game one time, and they didn't get punished for it. Now, I would say, like, there's probably like less than 10% of every card in my deck doesn't punish them right there, but most of the cards in my deck punish them at that point in time. So I don't know. Like, I was of that opinion when I started playing the matchup that Lynx was better, but over time I've really rolled into the idea that I like Momentum better. And another reason, Toast, that I really like Momentum better is because I'm playing Kodachis. I'm playing Kodachis, and like I'm playing like all of the Kodachi style cards. If I were playing Emberblade, I would be on Lynx if I was on Emberblade in this matchup, but I think Kodachis are better. Dude, all 3 Rabbles were red this game? Dude, I know, right? That's like that might be the first time we've ever had 3 Rebels come up all red like that. That never happens to me. All right, let's log our game here really quick. So we're playing Kodachi-Fi, played on Talishar, we played Bravo, we went second, we got the win. Close game, but patience with D-Reacts won us tempo at the end and put us ahead, which is a pretty accurate representation of what happened. I was patient, I waited for the big turn, and then when we had our bigger turn, we jumped on it. All right, 1-0. It's a much better start than we had on Sunday, I can tell you that. I'm gonna go fill up my water in case another big hydrate. I'll be right back. Oh, my mic was muted there. Did not realize I had my mic muted. Okay, so into Katsu, we want Kodachis, we want Momentum. This is a matchup where I bring in the Sink Belows and I play my 57 cards here because I think it's very important to try and race your opponent, but you have to have Sink Belows into Katsu because they have so many relevant on-hit effects here. All right, so Dachi. Actually, it'd be Brand, Dachi, Mounting Anger, Phoenix Flame, Arsenal, the E-Strike. And then that way, if we have to block quite a bit, we're still in a pretty good spot. I feel like I recognize that name, Zorby. Where do I recognize that name from? I don't know. Maybe I play against them on Talishar quite regularly. I run into the same people on Talishar pretty regularly quite often. Yo, Taberna, what's up? How are you, buddy? You doing all right this evening? So I like going Kadachi here. I was like, our opponent gets to decide if they want to block here. Most of the time, they won't block the Kadachis, which I think is correct personally. But if we wanted to get real aggressive here, we could just like go 5 draw card and put the Fig Slam on the bottom. But I don't think that's correct. I think we just want to push some points here and take a good Arsenal card. And I mean, now we have a pretty good turn setup. Like, we might consider giving them Mask depending on what their hand looks like. So we can start our turn off by going 5 draw card. Put the Salta Wound on the bottom. And then we can kind of go from there with our Art of War. We could also just block 6 this turn, play E-Strike for 7, putting Brand on the bottom, and then Arsenal our Art of War, which is like also a pretty decent line. It gives them a little bit more tempo if we decide to take that route, but it's also a safer route looking at the contents of our hand, because the contents of our hand are like not great. I mean, our hand's fine, but it's nothing to write home about. Like, I honestly think that blocking 6 here is the way to go, just in case they have an empowerment. They're just going to throw Dishonor for 2 at me. Oh, they want to get it in the graveyard. They don't want to Arsenal it. That actually makes sense. I was really curious at first why they decided to go throw it at me right there, but I actually really like that play because now they have a Dishonor in their graveyard that they can tutor for off of a Bonds. They actually set up like almost every single card right there that they want to like play. That was actually a really sweet like setup turn for them. And now this hand looks a heck of a lot better. Yeah, see, we were immediately rewarded for patience and blocking and playing a slower game here. Like, yeah, we were immediately rewarded because now this hand is so much better. And we can happily go to 29 here, let them Arsenal a card, and we can just lead on the Rising Resentment here and just play our Art of War turn. Like, this was, we were immediately rewarded for a good patient decision here. I think waiting for another hand is better. Yeah, see, Andy and I are definitely on the same page right there. So let's pitch Warmongers. Let's go buff and banish. I'm going to banish the Soul Beat Strike just because it's worse than Lava Burst on like every axis. I mean, this hand's not great. I kind of want to go 6 draw card here, if I'm being honest. I think draw card is just good. Hopefully we don't draw another blue. I mean, the odds of back-to-back blues are not super likely, but it does happen. We're going to go snaps here. I was like, I assume our opponent has a Flick Flack? No. Bold move, Belichick. Throw it to the wide open Gronk. 4 on hit Mask. Have to decide how good their hand is here. Did they keep the Flick Flack? No. Gave me Mask on an Art of War hand. Their hand has to be absolutely insane. And I mean absolutely insane. So now we get to go Dachi, Renegade, Phoenix Flame for 2, Lava Burst for 7. Like, we're getting so far ahead this turn. This is one of the problems with having your Art of War turn second. Now, we are going to have to block, like, a lot here, because Katsu has a lot of, like, really big on-hit effects that can do a lot of damage. So this is for 2. I mean, they're all in. I respect it. And now this is for 7. 1 from the Shuko, 1 from the Art of War. We're up 23 points. Let's just not throw. I mean, I can block 6 here and keep the Snatch. So, like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm back. Welcome back, Capello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Katsu has on-hit. Fi does not. That is very true, Capello. That is very true. Katsu does have very relevant on-hit effects that are very, like, they're very powerful and very relevant during the game. Definitely not disagreeing with you there. Really wish we had a 3 block right here. I think giving up these cards is the way to go. Since my opponent's at 6, I think I just want to give Mask here. I have more potential to get value out of Shuko than I do Mask. And blocking 4 plays around the breaking scales. Nothing I can do about that. They just had the line rolled up in their hand. That's a big Sag. That's a big Sag right there. That's not good. Yo, Caleb, what's up, dude? How are you, buddy? Yeah. So we're going to take 5 here. And then they're going to break the Breeze Rider boots here. At least I imagine they are if they're going to have any kind of like real turn. So honestly, you're so far ahead. I think you should make Katsu threaten 35 damage. Ooh, Christian, that's a really interesting like train of thought there. I generally don't like try to live in that world. I'm like a. Is that another Bonds they can play after this? Is that, did they get another Bonds? Did I? So the Bonds from hand. I think I'm supposed to block 4 here. Honestly. Because if not, we're going to give them Mask. So I go to 19. I take 4. I take 4, go to 19. I take 5, go to 14. And then whatever they draw. So I'm up 8 points. 1 piece of equipment left, and I can throw a Snatch. They'll give me card and Tunic and play their 3-card hand. I think we have to no blocks here and hope their Mask is good. But breaking scales? Yeah, that's true. They could just breaking scale this if we block 4. I mean, we're probably just in a world where we have to say no blocks here and just hope it's good enough. Like, I think that's really all there is to it. They don't have a Descendant Gust Wave, so the fact, like, Bonds is, like, I'm just really hoping they didn't draw, like, a Flusterfist there. Okay, so they didn't draw something they can play, which is kind of nice. We're going to throw the Snatch and hope that they don't have a Flick Flag. God, did they draw a Flick Flag? No, they just decided to give me a card. Their hand, like, they must have another crazy combo hand rolled up. Man, if I lose this game, that's going to be wild if I lose this game here. So, Christian, I actually think that, like, your thought process is really interesting there. Like, the idea of, like, making them deal 35 damage. Now, it's easy for me to sit here and say you were wrong because we know what happened. But like, we don't know how that would have. We don't know. Like, we didn't know that that was going to be their hand. I mean, we could just block with Shuko here if we wanted to like, try and play around the Artivore. Or the Empowerment. What have we seen? 1 Empowerment? They blocked with 1. Alright, let's just hope they don't have it here. Wow. Crazy. They would have dealt 35. LOL. That's hilarious that they would have actually have dealt 35. Well, they had, I mean, we're just going to lose now. Our opponents had 2 turns of Artivores here. Like, and they apparently, they have the Bonds in their hand. So I, like, think we're forced to go to 2. I'm just dead here, right? Like, I guess I could technically before, like, I could undo here before blocks, and I could go pitch Blaze Headlong to go +1. To go +1 and block with a card from Arsenal. And then I can block 4/6. And then when they come with the Dishonor for 4, I block 4 with the Stab Wound from hand. And I stay at 2. I mean, technically, that's the correct play here. So, buff and defend with a card from Arsenal. It's technically the best play that we can make here, but I think we've lost this game. I think they had too much pressure too early here. have back-to-back Artivore turns against us, and they had a double Bonds turn. They had Artivore double Bonds turn. No, I'm actually just dead. I take that back because this is for 5. The breaking scales just kills me here. Yeah, I mean, we played a 4-turn game where my AVPT was 21.33 and we lost. Like, we drew really hot and our opponent drew hotter. I mean, it's unfortunate, and like losing games like that can like it's never fun to lose games like that, but they do happen. So anyway, 1-1. All right, let's see here. Let's update 1-1, and then I think I missed a few chat messages here. Are you excited for heavy hitters? Yeah, Moose, I'm actually really excited for heavy hitters. I think heavy hitters are going to be cool. I'm really excited to play Betsy some, and like, you know, like just kind of like, kind of explore with Betsy and kind of see like how she feels. And excuse me, I am really excited for to see what they do with Olympia, because we haven't seen like Olympia's like core set of cards yet and what they do. So I'm really curious to like see what those cards do. Those will probably be the 2 heroes that I look to play a lot of. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna play all the heroes like on stream. I love streaming the new heroes. They're just fun to play. So I'll play them all like while I'm streaming. But yeah, Moose, I'm really excited for heavy hitters. Bonds is a pretty silly card. Yeah, Andy, Bonds does some really dumb stuff right there. Like, Bonds does some really dumb stuff, and like it's like we did that stuff to people when I was playing Katsu on stream like a few times, but like it was just that's how it goes sometimes when Katsu draws like that. Also, the fact that we had to go first was not good for us. Turn 3 and 4, they had Artivore. Turn 3 was Artivore with double Bonds, and we couldn't recover. I mean, I think we just fell too far behind. Just sometimes it'd be like that. I'm excited for the mech card in heavy hitter. 7 attack for 3 resources with wager. Capello, are you trolling right now? Are you like trolling right now? Is that a real thing? Is that like an expansion slot card? Because dude, that would be really cool. No, you're not trolling? Oh wow, that's really cool. So a 3 for 7 that wagers. Wage gold. Interesting. A mech card? I'm curious to see if there's more. I'm curious to see if there's more to go with that. Oh, yeah, it's the universal card. Oh, I see. It's universal, so it's mech. I mean, technically, you're not wrong. Technically, you're not wrong. I feel like your message is a little misleading, but but I like the sentiment there. KO, KO, KO. I think KO is going to be really cool. I think KO is like looking really solid. Like KO is going to be a lot of fun to play. I'm so glad that they gave a brute some consistency. I think we want to go second here. I guess I don't know. But yeah, like I'm actually really glad that they gave KO some gave brute some consistency. So I like Emberblade in this matchup because they can give us frailty tokens, and I think Mask of Momentum still to play here. In this matchup, like Empowerment's kind of a good card, but a dangerous card. So I think I just want to stick with Command and Conquers here. One, because we can try to disrupt their arsenal with like the trap defense reactions. We can like try to like have some game into that with Command and Conquer. But I also think that Ancestral Empowerment turns on their other legendary trap, which is a little scary at times. I mean, depending on it, how many of these cards we get to keep, this is a pretty good hand. I'm really excited for Kasai. I was sad that I lost her in Blitz. I think that Kasai is going to be really good. I saw somebody tweet and say that like Kasai is like already like insanely strong with her card pool, like just set up the way that it is. So I'm actually really curious to see how Kasai looks, like how like what people figure out with Kasai. I mean, we'll just block 5. Like that's fine. Not gonna block here. So I'm already in love with my February Berserk KO deck. Can't wait to see other goodies Brute gets. Dude, I was like, and we're not even we're not even like halfway through the set being spoiled, I feel like, and we've already seen so many awesome cards. Like, I think that Brute's going to be really cool. Honestly, I think that all of the sets, like all of the classes in this set, are going to get some really cool cards. Apparently, even Mech's getting some cards, even if it's not exactly how we drew up Mech getting cards. So this hand is actually really good, and I can Arsenal the double strike here if I want to. I mean, so we have, if we use the double strike this turn, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain links. So we can threaten mask twice here, but we can save the double strike if we want to. I mean, I don't think that's bad here. So let's lead on the Rising Resentment, because that's pretty much where we have to start at. We could also pitch the Lava Vein Loyalty and end our turn on Stab Wound here, but Stab Wound is just a 3-block blue without Kodachis in the list, pretty much. So awesome cards like the new Rhinar. Yeah, exactly, Trent. Like the new Rhinar, dude. I mean, listen. It's always kind of like lame to me that they like reprint heroes, but I always look at that and I'm like, you know what? LSS knows what they're doing. Like LSS has given us a lot of like really cool and like fun cards and sets so far. So like I always just try to like be like, you know what? Like I'm gonna trust the process here. I'm gonna trust the process. We'll pitch Stab Wound to come in for 2. Coming in for 2 is not nearly as cool as coming in for 3, but you know, beggars can't be choosers and all that. Is that a Tar Pit trap? So let's go Phoenix Flame for 1. We have a couple of options here. We could throw the double strike 2 times and try to force a mask hit, or we could arsenal it. I think arsenaling, wow. All right, so now we're just playing everything. Now we're just playing everything here. Best use of the inertia token I've seen so far. I mean, they're going to have to give us their last card here if they want to stop mask, or they're going to have to give us equipment at some point. And if they want to give us trench on like turn 1, fine with me. Fine with me. Love Riptide? Dude, yeah, Taberna, like, Riptide's a really cool deck, and like I always like, I like really appreciate the people who like play Riptide and play them well. What's the reason for picking Kodachis versus the Flaming Blade? So I like Kodachis over Ember Blade. So my list is built to play Kodachis. I play Ember Blade in certain matchups. I play Ember Blade when they can give me a Frailty token, because I think that the Frailty token, like the Frailty token shuts down Kodachis. I'm going to tell my opponent we're thinking while I'm rambling here. Kodachis get shut down by a Frailty token, and Ember Blade does not. So anytime I can have a Frailty token from an opponent, I automatically bring in the Ember Blade to play around it, is my thought process there. But this is a Kodachi list that also happens to play Ember Blade here. My friend who runs the Rhinar Math spreadsheet is super excited for the set. Is there is that an actual spreadsheet somewhere? Like, that's like a real thing? Or like, is that just something your buddy does, Moose? That's the second time LSS blue balled me with Rhinar, first with the classic battles, and then this one. Oh, I'm sorry, Trent. That's got to be frustrating. Oh, man. All right, so 3, 7, 10, 11 Arsenal, or it's 3, 7, 14. No Arsenal? Potential mask hit? We'll see what they do. If they block right here, there's no way for us to have a mask hit off of the E-Strike. So we'll play out our 11-point turn here with the E-Strike and the Arsenal. But if they don't block anything, then okay. So if they don't block the 4, we're just going to come in for 7 here, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Did I miss any of the chat here? Oh, no, we're good. 4 or 5 new heroes is still more adults than any other set. Is it really, Andy? Is it more than any other set? I'm still going to try to get everything blinged out for him that I can, but you know, I'm going to whine about it the whole time. Well, dude, listen, we all got to complain about something, man. Like, I feel like as a human race, we are all looking for complaint equity. Like, in some fashion, we all are. It happens to all of us. 4 is a tie, I guess. Okay. I mean, four new adult heroes is pretty cool. Like, that's pretty exciting. Sounds good. Thanks for the explanation. Yeah, absolutely, Capello. Happy to help out, man. Yeah, it's a thing. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that, Moose. He and Savage Land News team made it. Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. That's really cool. I like did not know that like the actual Rhinar math was like an official spreadsheet. That's really cool, actually. That's really neat that there's something out there like that. I wonder, is that like a public thing that I could get a hold of? That like is that something that like anybody can have access to? Moose, do you know? Don't put a counter on my equipment. What is this? I'm not playing Oldham. Get out of here. Oh. Let's see what we hit off the mask here. I think I'm just gonna pitch that to Furnace. I don't want that in my hand at all. I don't want that in my arsenal at all. That's terrible. I think we just pitch that to Furnace and like play for another hand here. I mean, granted, it would be a decent chain ender here. We could have like thrown it at the end. It would have just been a 0 for 2, but it would have been 2 more points that we could have had. So beggars can't be choosers, though, I guess. Man's talking about getting blue balled, but I'm a Viserai main. I don't want to hear it. Null said, I don't want to hear it, dude. Null said, I've been getting blue balled forever, brother. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't feel like Rune Blades have got anything in like quite a while, honestly. Like, I don't feel like Rune Blades have really gotten anything. Is this just 10 on hit? Give me a frailty token and you arsenal. So I'm still up 2 points, and my hand is only affected by 1 point because of what they're doing here. I think that's fine. I think this is a perfectly fine play for us here. Riptide is ridiculous. I mean, Riptide is really cool, Caleb. Like, I think Riptide does a lot of really above rate things that are very cool. I think we as a community have just not figured out how to break him yet. If you want the truth, I really think that's where we're at as a community right now. They made him a custom Smart Brute playmat to thank him for the spreadsheet. Dude, that's awesome. That's really cool. It's really cool that like he got to like hang out and like talk to them and like work with them on that. That's really fun. Let's go Rabble. No blues. No blues. Well, we went 3 for 3 last game, so or the first game. I don't even remember if we played Rabbles last game. The game was so fast. Yeah, it's a public thing. Oh, dude, that's cool. I'm gonna have to like look at that and see if I can find that. I'd really like to see that spreadsheet. That's really fun. They keep trickling in cards that work better for LL Viserai rather than CC Viserai. Though the aura build does feel fun at least. Is there an aura build of Viserai in CC right now that I'm like apparently unaware of? Is that like is that a thing? Have we played a Draconic card yet? No. I just completely flubbed that. So this is going to be for 4 going in because we played a red card. And now we can come in with our Ember Blade here for an extra point. We'll come in for 2. This will have go again, thankfully. I realized that before, like, I was like, oh no! Which would have been terrible. Would have been upset about that. Viserai has like 20 specializations. Why do you need more cards? I mean, Viserai does have like 20 specializations. I mean, not quite literally, but I mean, I don't know that any of them are. I mean, let's just be honest. I think every Viserai player is upset because they once upon a time had Skeletor, and now we don't have Skeletor. So I think that's like the running consensus of like where Viserai players landed. It is like, oh, like give me something dumb like Skeletor back, because they ran the format for like 6 months or a year or whatever it was. I don't remember how long Skeletor was even legal, but I remember it was really dumb. I lost more than a few games to that when I was like just trying to learn how to play the game. So I can actually pitch the brand here if I want to, or I could arsenal something, or I could block with something. If you're in the purple Discord, just ask user Perctive for the sheet. That's my friend who made it. I can link the video going over the math too. Yeah, Moose, if you can post a link, I would like to see the link. I don't know if we have links turned on or not, but I would like to see it if you have the link for it. Yeah. Yeah, but we have like 16 unplayable specs. That's true. Viserai does have a lot of unplayable specializations. Like, they're not very good. Nah, Viserai is good. Galaxia Viscerai is semi-OTK. I mean, semi's better than nothing, right? Is this hand just like so let's do the math here. We're currently up 9 points. We have to expect at least 4 to 5 more points for traps. If I keep this hand, my hand is Mounting Anger, Emberblade. So we take 8, which is 5 and 3, so we go to 17. This Emberblade, this Phoenix Flame, this. So we're looking at, or I'm sorry, it'd be this. We'd play this over the brand, so we'd have the brand for second cycle if we needed it. So 16, 15, 14, 13. So we'd be at 13, and we'd be pushing 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 off the Phoenix Flame, and then potentially 15 to 17 here. I mean, that's not bad. I think that's okay, because we're going to be at 13, they're at 16, and then we're pushing 15, like somewhere between like 14 and 17 points right here. It's pretty good. Pretty good, I think. Still alive, I see? Yes, sir, Death. I am still alive, brother. Still alive and kicking, man. I spent most of yesterday recovering, if I'm being honest, but I don't really drink like that anymore, but not that I ever did, but oh. That was a joke, LOL. Oh, you talking about the specs? Yeah, I figured you were trolling the Viscerai players, trying to get everybody like hopped up there. Trent trying to start a fight for no reason, man. Oh man. I mean, I get it. I've been known to start the occasional fight for no reason myself sometimes. With friends, at Thanksgiving, you know, just whenever the urge hits me, you never know. You never know. They don't get points off a sink below, do they? No, it's only traps, right? Not just D-reacts. Like, I was like, dude, you know how crazy it would be if they got points off of freaking, like, sink belows? That would be wild, actually. That would be, like, crazy, dude. Be real. Like, I think Riptide would just, like, would be even better, because it would just be hard fatigue. Like, you play some arrows and some codexes and, like, some power cards here and there, but, like, most of your stuff would just be like, ba-bang, ba-bang, ba-bang. Yeah, that would be dumb. All right, Aggro, I got a Viscerai list for you. I'll meet you in the lobby. Listen, man, I like Viscerai. I played Viscerai for a while. I was a pretty big Viscerai fan, honestly. But why block Frailty Trap there? Weird flex, but okay, bro. Like, Viscerai's fun. Viscerai's fun. That's all I'm gonna say. Viscerai's fun. Oh, thanks for sending that link, Moose. I will definitely go and find that at some point. I don't know when I'll get around to watching that. Like, it'll be later tonight. It won't be during the stream or anything, but I will definitely get to watch that. And they got 4 more points coming in here. So what do we have? 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. So we ended up on the lower end of 14. But we put our opponent to 7. And we went to 12. I guess I miscounted by 1. Downfall of trying to talk. I mean, I think we're going to have to block the next thing, whatever it is. I really want to Arsenal the Art of War and, like, try to set up here. I really want to, like, try and set up the Art of War here, but, like, I just... Like, 3, 6, 7? Like, I mean, that's a 13-point turn off of 4 cards. And if I go... I can't just take 4 here, I don't think. Maybe I'm supposed to block 4, attack for 6, and then Arsenal Art of War. The problem is that if I wait for the Art of War and they have the collapsing trap, I'm just like... It's like Get Wrecked City over here. Let's go to 5 and throw 13. I think going to 5 when we still have all of our equipment is okay here. Do you remember anything from the New Year's Eve stream? Oh, dude, Death. I remember most of the New Year's Eve stream, to be honest with you, man. I remember most of it. I don't really remember the tutorial part, if you even want to call that a tutorial. That was more of a... Oh, 1 off the Frailty Trap, so I didn't miscount. Okay, cool. That's good. But yeah, no. Is this... Okay, so this is good. This is good. But no, I remember most things. Now the tutorials where it gets a little hazy for me. I won't lie. That's where things start getting a little rough. I don't remember that part much, but God, I wish Viserai was good, dude. Callier, I think everybody wishes that there was like a good Rune Blade in the format. Like honestly, why did they wait? Why did they wait? I'm intrigued. So I'm going to go to 4. I mean, I could just play the Art of War here and just like put in one more point, but I think that's just totally wrong. I honestly think that's totally wrong. Did I just draw the Art of War here? I mean, we're just going to pass, right? We're just going to pass and try and keep our cards. We've seen both of the big traps now, although this one isn't as relevant, but it is way more relevant when we're lower than the collapsing trap. We have 5 points of equipment block left, and we're just going to try and go ham. I'm just going to lead on the Ravenous Rabble here and just like try to go all in here. We alternatively, we could lead on the Snatch if we wanted to, but the Codex definitely hampers our turn a little bit here. Oh, that is such a cool play. That is like a really heads up play. And now they can come in for like, what, 5? They can get the Remorseless and just come in for 5? Like, that's got to be your best play, right? And then we're literally just going to give you all of it here. We're just going to give you all of it. We're just going to hope they can't trap us to death when we're at 4 here. I mean, it's very possible that we do just get trapped here, but let's lead on the Snatch and see if we can get them. Honestly, I'm a really big fan of like when you have the Art of War to like lead on the Snatch. It's not as like, haha, gotcha in this matchup because of all of the traps they have. Let's go buff and banish here. I mean, I'm going to play it. Like, not going to play it. I'd just be surprised if they were just actually giving this to me. Oh, so they had the Tar Pit Trap. Okay, cool. So Tar Pit Trap's pretty good here. Let's go hopefully for 4. We got all our good red Ravenous Rabbles out of the way game 1. Thank God. We'd hate to have good Ravenous Rabbles, wouldn't we? I mean, I guess with an Art of War, this card's still a head jab, so I don't really know what I'm complaining about here. I'm just griping. This is for 4. We're going to get the last 2 cards out of their hand. I think pretty much, like, guaranteed here. And we've only seen 1 CNC. There's a decent chance we got a CNC coming up here. We might be able to get the last card and their Trench, honestly. They didn't crown their card away, so they don't have respect for what we're up to the rest of the turn. It's a spicy meatball opponent. Are they just going to go to 3? Okay, we're going to come in for 4. That lets us activate 5. I mean, to be fair, like, I guess they don't know that we have this coming here. Like, there's no way for them to know that, like, this is, like, incoming right here. Like, that we have a way to get the Phoenix Flame. So, they block. We activate 5. We come in for 2. We put our opponent to 1 unless they just have... And they pass? I mean, Brand, Thorns, CNC? Like, just multiple points here of interaction, and we're at 3? Like, so we have to hope that we kind of don't get trapped to death here, but, like, I don't think there's a massive chance we get, like, trapped to death here from 3. It's possible. Like, anything's possible, I suppose. Like, a lot of them are go again, but, like, some of them are greater base, which I guess kind of, like, does get thwarted by like the Bittering Thorns playing here, but I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I'm gonna laugh when somebody's just like, ha 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 ha, get wrecked, nerd, here in just a minute. So they have to have a sink below here. I was like, or multiple traps. A card was put on the bottom of your deck. 2 block and you're dead? 2 block and you're dead? Dang. So we know they can't play the card in their arsenal, so... Wow. We're actually just about to play our Art of War here. This hand is dog water. You are going to Cincinnati. Let's go. Yes, sir. Angel, I am super excited to... I'm super excited to be going to Cincinnati. I think it's going to be a good time. I mean, we're just... This is the last Command and Conquer. It's the highest card. It gives us a card that gives us the best chance of ending the game. So if I pitch Command and Conquer and banish the Censor, Lava Burst is like we'll have 2 new cards. So we'll have a Lava Burst and 2 cards, which means best card we could have is blue and go again. Which means I kind of want to like banish the... I want to like pitch the Lava Burst and banish the Censor. Because if we draw blue and 0, we can come in for 4, which gets 2 cards. And then Command and Conquer for 7 ends the game. So it's kind of like we could also hit like a 1 for 4. As long as something has go again, we'll be okay. We could... No, we can't do that, can we? We could attack with the Censor and hope they block 5 and try to get them. Not likely, though. I think let's keep the Command and Conquer. No, we pitched the wrong card here. Sorry. Pitch the Lava Burst. We're going to go buff and banish. We're going to banish the Censor here. I mean, I guess this gets every card out of their hand. Man, this was not our best hand. This was not great. We gave up our snaps. We gave up our snaps in a turn when I think it was correct to give up our snaps here. So we didn't see a blue. So keeping the 5 versus 6, or I guess 5 versus 6 is basically the same thing here. So I don't know. Like, I think we kept the correct card here. Like we drew like basically a non-functioning hand. We're literally just gonna die to traps because we drew a non-functioning hand. That's so depressing. They're gonna give us 2 cards and then they're gonna hold out for a trap and kill us. Like, because we drew a non-functioning hand. That's like really sad. That is like really sad. Please don't have a trap. If they just don't have a trap here, we win, right? Because of the 2 blocks. There's no way we're about to get bailed out here. No, this has greater base, which means we could lose to an inertia trap here, which they technically have 1 of left. Command and Conquer's just correct here. Command and Conquer's the best play here. Like, CNC just turns off their traps. Wow. They didn't have a trap. Wow. What a wild game. What a wild game. Crazy ending. Interesting. Really unfortunate for our opponent there. I mean, really unfortunate for us first, but like, still really feels bad for our opponent there. Supposed to snow as well? Oh God, don't tell me that. I don't want it to snow. We don't want to see snow while we're there. I mean, I guess I would like to see snow. It'd be cool, but like not enough snow to where like I get trapped somewhere. If I get trapped in Cincinnati, I will not be happy about it. I mean, I have like family that's like kind of close to Cincinnati, so it's not really that big of a deal, but like just rather not get trapped in Cincinnati. All right, so we played on Talishar. We played against Riptide. We went second. We got the win. We had a very... we had a no go again hand late with no snaps with no snaps. They put us to 1 off of traps and then didn't have any more to finish the game off. Weird ending. That was a very weird ending to a game. Like, I was just expecting them to have like 1 trap that like made sense or something there, but like, I mean, I'm not complaining, you know, like if you put them on traps to CNC. So Death, like, yeah, like CNC was definitely like the right play at the end of the turn there. I was more concerned about like the traps that were going to like be coming like potentially from the start of the turn, because at the start of the turn is when we really could have gotten punished by like a go again trap. Like if they had another frailty trap or if they had an inertia trap, like on something that had like greater base. So we had to be worried about playing a card like Lava Burst there. Now they just drew two pumps and like 2 arrows there, so it didn't matter, but that could have ended very poorly for us. All right, I gotta use the bathroom. I'm gonna take like 2 minutes here. I'm gonna use the bathroom, and when I come back, we'll be playing more games. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Okay, short break and we're back. Yeah, it was a judgment call. If you think they have a handful of traps, CNC. If you think they don't have it, lead off on the other cards. So, like, I don't know that there's really a way for us to know what's in their hand there. Like, Riptide is like a mix of like pumps, arrows, and traps all at the same time. So I don't really know if there's like a way to know right there. And I think if we just throw CNC, like based off of their hand. So if we just throw CNC there, we're both at 1. They block 6, play one of their pumps, and then play the inlet or the infecting shot that was in their arsenal. So they attack us for 8, and then they're taking at least 3 cards out of our hand, and we lose the game. So I don't think that there was ever a world there, Death, where we're supposed to just throw the CNC. I could be wrong. Like I think we're in a spot at that point in time where it's like if they have traps to kill us, they have traps to kill us. Like, but it's never going to get any better for us, I don't think. So I think that like leaving it like that, like I think we had to get a little aggressive there and like just play our hand out. Two and 1 though. That was a much closer game. It's also worth noting, I remember somebody asking me the other day about my Kano matchup. Like, I have a lot of people who, like, kind of look at me funny when I show them Spellfray Cloak and Spellfray Gloves. When you pair those with Tide Flippers, I don't think you can lose. I have been playing against Kano, like, online, like, quite regularly, like, I would say over the last, like, few weeks, really, and, like, I don't think you can lose. Not literally. Like, obviously, you could lose. But, like, I think I'm 6 or 7-0 into Kanos, and I've played Kano into some teammates while they are playing this file list, and I can't beat them either. Not that I'm the world's best Kano pilot or anything, but like, and I do think that's important because I don't think that there's going to be like 20 Kanos in the room on Saturday, but like, I think there'll be more than like 1 or 2. I think there'll probably be like a handful of Kanos this weekend, so I think being prepared for that matchup is important. I was having that conversation with somebody yesterday, and they were telling me that they don't really think that like their plan is just to like attack them and like race, and like that was my plan for a while, but I think you're just taking a chance on a matchup that like you can very quickly lose. Now I know that like as an aggro deck, like you can just like race your opponent and try to run them over, but like I just don't really think that's the play, if I'm being honest. I don't think that's where we want to be at. Your opponent is blazing for lethal. The irony. So we're going to go second here. We're going to good luck, have fun. We want Kadachis. We want Mask of Momentum in this matchup. And so I think we just want empowerments here to try and push Mask, because if they're playing aggro Dory, empowerments are really good. And if they're playing Axe Story, then like the empowerments are just better because it just helps us leak damage over the course of the game. And they chose to go first. Interesting. I mean, if they attack with a Dawnblade here on turn 0 without doing anything, I'm literally just going to block 8. Keep my Snatch, because I think it's like one of the best cards we can keep here. I'm totally okay to just give up like 3 cards right here to like force them to... Okay. So they put a 3 block back in our hand. Give us the sensor back. So I'd have been better off to not block there at all. But, I mean, I don't really think that's a fair decision to make. We'll just block 5, and if they have a pump they want to play to like push through damage, then like so be it. I still think it's correct for our opponent to arsenal that there. I don't know that like 3 points is worth that, but it could be correct. I don't know. I don't know enough about Dory to sit here and like judge my opponent's plays and be like, oh, you should have done this or you should have done that. I'm not that guy. So that's our local Kano main. Oh, that's cool. I played against him a few times on here before. Like I always recognize the name Blazing for Lethal when I see him somewhere. So it's cool that it's somebody you know, Robert. That's fun. You guys live like right outside the Chicago area, right, or something like that. I think it was you telling me that the other day, or maybe somebody else told me that. I can't remember. I was like, I think they said that you live like right outside the Chicago area. So Kadachi, activate Phi, come in with the old Phoenix Flame here, and our opponent goes to 34 and passes. And then I'm probably just going to take whatever they do in the interest of playing my Art of War here. I mean, I'd go to 30, and then I'd be giving them a second counter here. I could, like, no, I think I have to. I think we have to do this, right? Like, I think this has to be our play here. Milwaukee for me, Madison for Chris is, so I'm going to be honest, I don't like in relation to like Chicago. Like, so like how far is like Milwaukee from where we're talking about right now? I mean, I guess we're just going to have to hope this works out, because we're going to have to play our Mounting Anger here. I mean, I guess if I wanted to be safe, I could pitch my Art of War here, but I don't really... I think I just want to pitch like this, and then we're going to hope that our empowerment draws us into attack here. An hour-ish north of Chicago? Oh, okay, gotcha. So you guys aren't too far there. Madison is an hour-ish west of me. Oh, okay, gotcha. So you guys aren't too far from... from each other then. Is Chris the other guy on your that streams on your all's games? Robert? Play empowerment. Draw a stab wound, which is what we want. We're gonna go buff and banish. We're gonna banish the stab wound here. I mean, this hand's not great. Honestly, kind of just want to get aggressive here. Let's just go buff and banish one more time. Like, I've been doing this a lot lately, and I don't know that it's always correct, but I've kind of liked doing it. So we'll banish the snatch here, which means our snatch is going to be for 7, which is like actually insane. And then we have Bittering Thorns for 6. Okay. Throw Kadachi. And then Snatch for 7. I mean, I think we have to here just because we have the double Art of War. Like. And then this is for 6 on hit mask. Immediately rewarded for our decision here. So now you're deciding if you want to give me mask here to keep your hand. I think this is actually a really good end to our turn here. Like, now they can't play, like, they can only play reactions here. Like they can't play actions beforehand to, like, give it go again and things like that, which is kind of good. So, pitching the Warrior's Valor. I mean, again, like, my hand is pretty good. Like, my hand is pretty good here. I hate to, like, not block the counters here. Yeah, he's the other half. Oh, okay, that's cool. Dude, do you guys drive an hour to, like, play games and hang and, like, stream with each other? On, do you guys, like, drive an hour? Like, or 30 minutes or something to, like, play games and hang out with each other on Wednesday nights when you guys stream, dude? That would be crazy, Robert. That's a goat of a draw? Oh, Caleb, our last term was crazy, bro. That whole last turn was wild, man. I was not prepared for that last turn, I can tell you that. The turn was really good, dude. Really good. So let's go Kadachi, Ronin Renegade for 3. He does? LOL? Oh, dude. That's so unfortunate. Well, please tell Chris my sympathy goes out for him, because, man, that's driving an hour like that is tough, dude. Like, I mean, I understand. I've been there. It's just, it's tough. Driving that far is tough to play games, man. But I've been there when you need to test and, and like, trying to keep up with the channel and everything, man. It's a lot of work, dude. It's a lot of work. And somebody's always got to be willing to, there's always got to be some kind of sacrifice given there for sure. So now we have Kadachi. Kadachi, activate Phi. Phoenix Flame, fall 1. And then we have Lava Burst for 6 on hit mask. I mean, if you want to give me an arsenal, that's perfectly fine. I don't have snaps, so, like, I can't do anything with this, but... One, two, three, four, 5. 4 and 7. Actually, it's 1, 2, 3, and then 7 off the E-Strike, and I can block 5 right here and hope he doesn't have, like, a pump in his arsenal. That would be really bad for us. It's a Singing Stillblade. That's a big sedge. Which actually allows him to get go again here. God, that's so bad for us. Like, that card was, like, that was really the one card he needed not to have there. And now he can attack again. Actually, I can just block 3 here, right? Like, there's no reason for me to... I mean, I guess I don't want him to have another counter here, but I really do like double strike 7, so man, I think we're just committed to the race at this point. Like, I think we're just committed to the race at this point. If he's smart, he'll just give me the bracers here. Like, so I say that's a pretty biased thing to say, considering I know what I'm looking at and my opponent doesn't. So it's not exactly a fair statement to make there, to say that my opponent like would block with the bracers on Chain Link 1 there if he was smart. But like that's just not fair, because he has no idea that I have E-Strike in my hand here. Like, I would be surprised if he gave me Courage and the bracers here, but interesting. Okay, so 5 draw card here or 7? Five draw card gives us the best big hand potential, and I think we're gonna have it to win the game. If we draw blue, it's just Sag. That's pretty good. The problem is that our opponent can like also do some really dumb stuff here. Okay, Chief called. This is it, boys. Oh God, Chief called. That's it for him as well. Oh God, please, I have a family. Drawing a card, like, it's just so good right there. I mean, he can activate bracers and come in for like 6. So I literally have to give him a card here. If I block 3 and he has an Iron Song response in his arsenal, I'm dead. It's like the only 0-coster here that he could have. I mean, it doesn't matter. He either has it or he doesn't. I mean, yeah. Oh, I didn't have Go again. Oh, I did not have Go again. Talk about a blessing in disguise right there. I understand, though. It's definitely habit just to like look at that hand and think, oh, I have the Twinning Blade here. Like, I understand that. All right, boys. Kadachi. Go to 3. Give me a card. Don't have Sink Below here. Have we seen a Sink Below? No, we haven't. Okay, he goes to 2. Activate 5 because we have 2 Draconic Chain Links. E-Strike for 8. Give me both of your last 2 cards. All your counters fall off the Dawn Blade. This is what we had to have happen right here. Without Courage, he can't swing his Dawn Blade either. So, like, this is pretty good for us. No, wait, they're just dead? Oh, yeah, never mind. I can't count. My bad. My bad. We just win. Ignore me. Ignore me. I got caught up in the heat of the moment right there thinking about trying to get the next turn. 16.83 over 6 turns. What happens when you play all 3 Art of Wars? That was crazy. We played 3 Art of Wars right there. What a wild game. Dory is like honestly just a straight up race. There might have been... I honestly, what I should have been doing in that spot is I should have been analyzing, is Command & Conquer better than Empowerment here? And... Command & Conquer would have been the safer bet on the first Art of War turn, because we could have played the Mounting Anger and then just banished the Command & Conquer. But because of what we drew into, we technically would have lost out on a point there, so would have worked out worse for us than it did, but it would have been a much safer play. Talishar, Dorinthea, we went second. They wanted to go first, right? I think they went first. Yeah, because they put the counter on the Dawn Blade on... Or no. Yeah. No, they put the counter on the Dawn Blade on turn 0. Yeah. I remember that now. Played all 3 Art of War, and the third one won us the game. Empowerment was looking sketchy, but we got lucky off the draw. Okay. 3-1 on the night. That was like a really grindy, like close game. Like, of course it always is. Like Dory puts on a lot of pressure. Dory races very well and like really like puts you on the back foot very quickly. So I wasn't expecting it not to be a good game. Like, it just seemed like it was going a lot worse for us than it ended up being. So against the mirror, we want to go second. Good luck and have fun, opponent. We want to bring in Sink Belows here. I'm a firm believer of going first and or going second. You always want Sink Belows in the list. It's just such an efficient card. And then we just leave the rest of our list set up the way that it is. Kadachi's allows us to get to 6 chain links way more often than Emberblade does. And we're looking to pressure Mask twice here if we can. What on God's earth is this? Mask of 3 Tails. Destroy this draw card. Activate this only if you've hit 3 or more times this combat chain. This kind of seems like a... like a budget version of Mask. Although Lynx is just better here. That's I mean, yeah. I think I'm okay just taking 1 here because Bittering Thorns is a breakpoint card. They can only pay for this once. So this is like pretty interesting file list so far. Snaps on turn 0. Okay. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a very interesting game, to say the least, I think, here. It's just block 2. We're keeping our Art of War. We can't block or do anything with it. So at this point, we're just committing to like taking whatever they do after this. They're also playing Goliath Gauntlet. I just noticed that. That's like moderately terrifying. Yeah, I mean, they could, they don't have Mask. Like, they don't have Mask momentum for me to be like sweating. So like, I don't know. Like, part of me's curious if this is like a real thing that they're doing, or if this is like some kind of like budget deck that they're doing. I don't like, maybe it's like cards they own. I'm gonna guess that they're new to the game, considering they're not arsenaling here. I'm just, it's my guess here. There's no way they crack this, right? Okay. I mean, I guess it doesn't block for anything, so like, yeah, okay, so they're maybe they realize I don't want to block. Maybe they're not new to the game and they realize that they can just take a 12-point lead here on turn 0. I don't know. This is interesting. So we're gonna go Mounting Anger, pitch the Sink Below into Brand, and then I'm just gonna arsenal my Art of War and just try to have like a big hand. I'm like early on in the game when you have the life to give up. This is an interesting like decision point. Like, is it better to banish, or is it better to pitch the Sink Below, or is it better to pitch or to like to pitch the Art of War? Now here we don't really have a choice with like go again preferences for like Kadachis and stuff like that, but we could have pitched the Art of War and then went Mounting Anger Brand into like Phoenix Flame here to like try and like draw a card off Mask and pressure them a little bit. But I think Art of War is just a better card in our arsenal. We get more value normally off of it than we do off of our Sink Below. So we'll just try and hang on to it. This hand is absolutely cracked. Since we have our snaps, we're just going to lead on Double Strike, and we're going to banish the Ravenous Rabble. The Ravenous Rabble is, well, the Ravenous Rabble is for 5, hopefully. This is guaranteed for 5 because of Shuko. Yeah, we'll take 4 here. Red Soulbeat Strike is a spicy one. Red Soulbeat Strike is a spicy one. Okay, this doesn't have go again. Okay. Okay, so they undid their last action there. I think that's good. I would rather them undo right there. I'm actually really curious to know if they're playing. Did you just undo and do the same thing? All right. I'm curious to know if they're playing Heart and Crosstrap Goliath Gauntlet as like, and like they're playing like CNCs or something, and like trying to like make that like a combo turn ender or something crazy. I don't know, but could be something they're doing. I highly doubt that if they're not on like Mask of Momentum and like other cards, that they're probably not on Command and Conquer. But I mean, you never know, I suppose. Double Strike for 3. And I just touched my glasses with my finger. Gotta hate when I do that. I get smudges on my glasses and then I can see them the rest of the stream. Drives me absolutely bananas. And then 4, on-hit Mask. Our opponent may not even know what Mask does here. I don't know. Like, considering they didn't block, I'm going to assume that they don't. So Brand. Karachi. Our opponent takes 1. We come in with Bittering Thorns for 4. Activate 5 for free because we have 3 Draconic Chain Links thanks to the Brand with Cinderclaw. This is going to be for 3 because of Art of War and because of the Bittering Thorns. And then this is going to be for 6 because of Art of War. So our opponent goes to 6. Okay. I don't even know what card we would name with Censor. Like, honestly, like one of the upsides of them playing a deck that I don't know is that for them, they could just name anything. I could name like Art of War, but like I don't think they're playing Art of War. Hey, you want to give me an arsenal here? Deal. Honestly, I'm completely okay with that. We had a Lava Burst. Double strike. Pitch Art of War for Censor, snap Lava Burst. Play our Sink Below defensively, or we can just keep it if we want to. Like, that's a pretty solid turn here. Yeah, we'll just take 4. I mean, they're playing some they're playing 5 cards. I'm just not sure what they're up to. Maybe they don't have like all the equipment and stuff like that. Phoenix? Caleb, what do you mean, buddy? Are you saying like we should name Phoenix if the Censor hits? Or are you saying that like I should play around Phoenix? Like I'm not sure what you mean. What is this? Is this the first Draconic Chain Link they have? So yeah, no relevant on hit effect. They don't have masks, so I don't have to give a card here. Like ooh, Soaring Strike. I think we'll give the Sink Below on that because if they have go again here, like I think the Sink Below is actually pretty okay here. I'm not gonna sink anything because I actually really like my hand here. Yes, it's the only thing I know this fight can play if Censor hits. I mean, that's true, Caleb. That is like the one card we do have knowledge of. I mean, at a certain point, I would assume that they're on like snatches or something, but But yeah, I mean, it's Phoenix Flame is definitely the safest play. That's very true, Caleb. And they're going to come in with a Phoenix Flame. I'm waiting for this to be like a Command and Conquer right here. Like 100% I'm waiting for this to be like a Command and Conquer. Like Cross Trap, Goliath Gauntlet, Command and Conquer for 8. I'm going to block with Mask here because my opponent's at 6. So there's absolutely no reason for me to like keep a card there. So double strike. There's no reason, like, because my opponent's at 6, I'm okay blocking with Mask because when they're at 6, they're going to have to start blocking. So the odds of us ever getting Mask again are like slim to none. Slim to none. God, slim to none. Hey, what's up, Kobolds? How are you? So our opponent takes 1. We come in for 2. Our opponent decides to go to 3. We're going to throw the Censor. Pitching our Artivore. This was such a wild hand here. Hey, Riku, what's going on, dude? How are you, buddy? Doing good? Doing good? Good. I'm glad to hear it. I am glad you are doing well, brother. Practicing for Cincinnati a little bit. Hoping to, Flame Wave. Ooh, so they're looking to go Cross-Strap, Goliath Gauntlet, Flame Wave. That's some spice right there. That's kind of cool. Like, for a budget list, that's pretty fun, actually. Like, that's kind of cool, actually. But, yeah, we're practicing for Cincinnati a little bit, trying to... I've already put a whole lot of time, like, you know, and, like effort into this list, so I'm pretty locked in on what I'm playing, but just trying to finish off this week and trying to, well, I guess not finish off, it's only Tuesday, but trying to go strong through the rest of the week here so that we can hopefully feel more comfortable going into this weekend about the list here. Hope the games are informative. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was like, I hope you guys are getting some takeaway here from the games. If you guys are, you know, longtime 5 players and you guys have thoughts about things I can do better, please jump in. I'm always, I will never bite your head off about criticism. I can't promise I'll agree with you, but I'll never. It's your best bet. Although with this hand, it doesn't really matter what they do. We have to hit a blue off of our Rabble. They have to take one of the Kodachis, and then they have to have a D-react just to get out of this turn. So, I mean, I guess a yellow if they had enough 3 blocks, but I know I heard a few people talking about going to Cincinnati, like a few people that like hang out in the chat like pretty regularly talking about they were thinking about it or they didn't know if they wanted to. So I didn't know if that was decided for people or not yet. I mean, I guess technically, no. So 4 and 7 is 11 and versus 5 and 5 is 10. So technically the Rabble E-Strike play is worth 1 more point here than throwing the Censor. Good game, opponent. 5 turns, AVPT of 15. I mean, that's pretty good. I don't think I complain about having an AVPT of 15 over 5 turns. That's a pretty solid number. All right, so let's see. We're 4 and 1 now. Kodachi 5. We played on Talishar. We played the Defy Mirror. We went 2nd. We got the win. Opponent put us to 28 on turn 0, but they did not. Arsenal seemed like an experimental file list. Make a note of it seeming like an experimental file list because it seemed like our opponent might have been trying to, like, you know, make some things happen, or they might have been like, you know, just trying anything there. Oh, let's try Bravo. Let's get a Bravo game if we can. No. Darn. Let's refresh. I don't really want to play against Teklo if I'm being honest because I don't really think it's fair. Like, from my personal experience, like, it just kind of feels like I'm like just been like running Teklos over when I play against them. So against Dash, Royal Thrower. Lol, what a name. Amazing name right there. I love it. So they're going to go first. Interesting. Kadachi's. And in this matchup, just going to bring in the empowerments. Try to race here. Try to use empowerment to push on mask because Dash normally likes to block on the mask chain link. So, hey Z, what's going on, man? Wish I had a big tourney to go play Prism at. I mean, dude, you could come play Prism. You could come play Prism in Cincinnati this weekend if you wanted to. That's always an option. Oh, they're starting Pounder, so they're just gonna like hard race us. You want a Bravo game? Yeah, Robert, if you want to play, man, I'd love to play in a Bravo. Like I don't like hate the Bravo matchup or anything, but like I'm of the opinion that the more reps I can get, the more practice I can get, the better off I'll be. So, and Bravo is one of those matchups that I feel like is like everybody's always like, oh, Fi is so favored in a Bravo. And don't get me wrong, I'm a firm believer that Fi is favored in a Bravo, but it is so much closer than people think. Like so much closer than people think, in my opinion. And I literally argued with somebody about this I was arguing with one of my friends yesterday about this, and I just like, the Bravo matchup is so much closer than everybody thinks it is. Kadachi, Rabble, Lava Burst, Arsenal to Snatch seems pretty good. I'm very thankful they did not open up on the arm piece there. The Evo Steel Soul controller is just so bad for us. Just so bad for us. Man, I wish I were able to come to Cincinnati. Think my first tourney is going to be DFW. DFW. Like Dallas Fort Worth? Oh, nope, wrong card. We just completely clicked on the wrong card. Dallas Fort Worth, is that what that stands for? Kobolds? I assume that's what you mean right there, but is there a tournament in Dallas? If there's a tournament in Dallas, I might think about coming to Dallas because I got a straight shot to Dallas from where I live, and there's not many straight shots because we have a pretty small airport here. At least there was last year. I think there still is. That's a name I recognize. Oh, you know Royal Thrower, Riku? Or were you talking about Robert in the chat hanging out? Ooh, giving us the arm piece really early. It's a spicy meatball. I could snap and snatch here, but I don't think it's worth because my opponent could just keep heart and give me heart and crown here if they wanted to. Yeah, okay. So yeah, there's absolutely no world where we're snapping here. No world. We're just gonna Arsenal here. Oh, this hand's amazing. This hand's absolutely amazing. We're gonna take 7 every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Yeah, just let me know if you want me to queue into you after this. I can play a game or two. Yeah, man. After this, dude, let's play. Yeah, I'd like to play one for sure. I was like, if you have time for a couple games, we can play a couple games for sure. So we'll take 2. Our hand is just too good. It's too good. It's too good. Our hand's insane. Dachi, Mounting Anger, Bittering Thorns here. Actually, it's Dachi, Bittering Thorns, then Mounting Anger. I like that better. And we're going to try and save the Ancestral Empowerment for whichever one they block out completely here, because we can kind of make their hand a little bit awkward depending on how they block. Sometimes Dash is smart enough to block 5. And in those situations, I kind of like to hold on to my empowerments here. See, like they just block 5 right there. Like I think this is okay to just let this one pass through, and then I'll just throw the Mounting Anger here, and maybe they'll try to block this one too. Who knows? The Hunter Burton is always a good event. Ooh, what is that, King? What Babar? I love that name every time I see it. What's the Hunter Burton event? Rob, yeah, okay, got you, Riku. In March 15th to the 17th, I'll be driving up to it from Austin. Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. I was like, I knew that, like, I thought I remembered them mentioning something about Dallas, but I couldn't exactly remember what the event was. So we don't have enough for Phoenix Flame here, which is a little sad. But I mean, we have Snatch on hit 2 cards here because of Mask. Yeah, there it is. So our opponent gives up 2 cards, which I think is a very wise decision on their part. This hand is like fine. I mean, it's a lot of pressure from our opponent here. Let's block 3. Spark for another Teklo-Core? That's pretty good. And they get an arsenal out of it. Now, they're almost out of equipment, and we have all of our equipment, so let's go E-Strike, put Rabble on the bottom. We'll keep our Mounting Anger, because I think it has the highest upside of all the cards we have. Hopefully they don't have a Max V here. That would be like... Yeah, them having Max V here would be the worst possible situation for us here. Yeah, the Dallas event is the 16th. It's a CCPTI, and the 17th is a Blitz Battle Harden. Oh, that's interesting. That's really cool. Listen, I'm always down to play CC, and honestly, I don't get to play enough Blitz, so I'll always roll out and play some Blitz if I can. Oh, hey, Barrett, I hope I'm saying that right. I appreciate the offer, bud. I'm not really, don't really like buy viewers or chatters or anything like that. I appreciate the offer, but I don't buy stuff like that, man. Oh man, wish we had some resources here. This hand is good. I mean, maybe I'm just supposed to like. We'll lead on the brand with Cinderclaw, and then we'll pitch the Censor to play Art of War. Like, I think this is a perfectly fine hand. We're gonna have to take quite a bit of damage to do it here, but this is fine. Like, this hand is pretty good. Hopefully we draw into a blue and some good cards here so that we can make some... really push some damage, because we are down 17. Like, this has been a very good, like our Dash opponent has played very well. So... doing all right. Played at the LGS, so I can't complain. Oh, do you guys have an armory tonight? It's a gaming to prevent suicide event. It started as MTG only, but last year they added Pokemon, and this year they're adding Fab. I can link you to the site if you're wanted. Oh, dude, please do, actually. That is really cool. I didn't know that there was an event like that in the community. Even when I played Magic, I didn't know that was a thing. So yeah, dude, if you have a link to that, Babar, please do. I would love to hear about that, actually. That would be a really cool... That'd be a really cool event to attend if I could, because that's like, I'd love to hear about that. I'm all about like helping a cause, or like, you know, especially about suicide. That's like it's like a big thing for like for me, like my friends, like some family. Like it's been a big part of like a lot of people I know's lives. So it'd be really good to be able to like be really good to be able to support that if I can. Bard is just for sure a bot. I mean, Kobolds, I'm sure it is a bot. I have no doubt that it is. But like, I just in case it's not, like, in case it is somebody who like might actually be getting paid to go around and like put stuff like that in chats, not likely. But if it is, then I always try to be respectful, just because like I don't, you know, it's somebody's job. I don't want to take a reign on somebody's parade. All right, so we put our opponent to 10, and hopefully we draw a good one here. I mean, we get the block with the Censor here. Oh, High Octane is terrifying. I think we'll take 3. I think this is fine. I'm worried about them having the Harpoon here, but it's probably just going to be boost with one more card, and then they're just going to be like pistoling us like 3 times if I had to guess. No, I think I have to block 3 here. I think I need to block 3 here. Oh, dude, thanks for sending that link, King. I appreciate that, Babar. Yeah, Armory every Tuesday and Sunday. Played Bravo tonight. Did man. Got 2-2. What'd you lose to, Riku? One thing I was worried about here. They're just going to take the Snatch. It's the best card in my hand. Like, they take anything other than the Snatch, like, questioning their sanity a little bit. So, I'll go to 5 here off the first pistol. They'll activate Heart and then try to pistol, and then they'll pistol 2 more times. Yep. Go to 4. And then go to 2, and then I'm in a really bad spot. Wow. And we hit a blue off the top? I swear. Talishar does this all the time. I'm just going to Arsenal. We're going to have to hope that we can like keep some cards here and try to make something happen. I think it's the only chance we really have here. I've gone every year for the last 5 years. Dude, Babar, that's awesome, man. It's really cool that you've got to go. I mean... Soul Bead's going to be the first block. I think that's got to be the first block. Let's do a Bolton turn. Match 1 and Dorian the last match. One against a Dorian and a Bravo. Is Bolton a bad matchup for Bravo? That's a genuine question. I really don't know. Block Mask. Now, we have no on-hit effects here, but we are going to push 10 points this turn. 10/11 if they let certain things hit. Like, if they let the Bittering Thorns hit, then it gets a little bit worse for them here. It can be rough. Yeah, Bolton ain't great for us since it loads off of attacks, but definitely not horrible. Just depends. Oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that just because, like, I feel like Bravo normally, like, kind of beats up on those kinds of decks. But that's really interesting. I'm not saying like you're wrong. I'm just, that's not where my mind would have naturally went. So it's like, it's really intriguing to like hear that for me. Because it feels like Starstruck and like Spinal Crush and stuff like that would just like absolutely ruin Bolton's day. But I guess if they're on like Steelblade shunts, they have some of the most efficient cards in the game to block with. So they have to give me... Oh, they have Soul Shield too as Bolton. So not only do they get access to Steelblade shunts, but they get other cards too. So... the odds of us fatiguing our opponent here are not likely at all. We're gonna... Yep, block with those. We're actually just dead here. Because he has pistol, snap pistol. Well, that's unfortunate. What a really close game. I think our opponent just, like, being able to, like, our opponent got out to a very aggressive start. And they blocked very efficiently on our, on the turn that we had the, on the turn we had the empowerment. They blocked for 5, which I think a lot of people give up equipment there and put themselves in a worse spot if their hand is good enough. So I don't know. It's like interesting. They played around Mask really well, which I feel like Dash normally doesn't do that well. But like I don't know. That was a well played game from our opponent there. Like that was a good game. I'm not like that's not really like a feels bad loss to me. Let's see. With the new list, it's about 50-50. Okay. Bravo's loaded down with attack action, so I could see Bolton being annoying to block. Oh, yeah. I bet that. Bolton is sub 40 matchup. Oh, wait. Sorry. Bravo 49, 51 into Bolton. You guys think that Bolton is, like, barely just favored? Like, 51-49? Because that's, like, super close points here. They usually run Soul and maybe Shunts, but they also have ton of armor now with the helm and the gloves. Yeah, so I guess between all the armor block and like the good defense reactions, they can just kind of like block out forever because you really don't get to dominate that many things during a game. So that makes sense. Rip, yeah, Z. Yeah, I haven't lost a Dash in a while playing this list. So it's good to, if we're going to get those losses out of the way, let's get them out of the way now. So we went second. We lost. Close game to the end. Opponent played and blocked well. We could not punish with Mask. Okay. Now let's get those losses out of the way now. If we're gonna pick up those losses, let's get them out now. That way we can be more prepared for Cincinnati coming weekend. Robert, you still hanging out in the chat, man? You still want to play Bravo? I hear Carly yelling at Taryn. But it's his worst matchup empirically. You're happier to see a Dromai across the table? You're happier to see a Dromai across the table playing Bolton? Or are you talking about like playing Bravo? It's his worst matchup? It's official. The team will be at Cincinnati. Dude, that's awesome, Logan. That's awesome, man. I hope I get to meet you while I'm there. Dash didn't even max V, right? Yeah, no, Z, you're completely right. He didn't even max V me there. There was no high rolling. That was just a very good back and forth game. Dash is a very powerful deck. Someone told me something great for tournament mindset once. Due to the length of the tourney, there are 3 games that are always going to happen. Oh, this should be good. 1, you get super lucky and high roll. 2, your opponent gets super lucky and they high roll. 3, you are in a tough spot and have to play very well to get out and win. I mean, I don't think that's crazy, Z. Like, I think that's like a really good way to look at like a tournament over like, you know, the course of like. I don't know what's going on in there, but Carly sounds frustrated. Like she's fighting Taryn over something. If I had to guess, it's probably ice cream. It's what Taryn likes to fight over. From your experience, how is the 5 versus Azuri matchup? So I really like the Azuri matchup. Like, don't get me wrong, like it's not free or anything, but like I like the matchup. Like I think I'm favored. I think that like good Azuris make it a very close game, and I think your level of knowledge as Fi into the matchup really depends on how you arsenal and the kind of hands you set up and like when you arsenal certain things. Like it's hard to explain, but like over the course of games, I've learned that like sometimes I have an Art of War and I'm like, oh, dang, we gotta arsenal the Art of War here and hope. Now, a lot of times I'll only arsenal cards like Sink Below and Reinforce the Line because those are the cards that like bail me out of bad situations. But I think I'm favored as Fi personally. Bravo is bad into Bolton. Yeah, it seems to be the fair consensus here that everybody thinks it's bad. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, cool. Let me. I'm going to put Robert only again, and we'll see what happens. I mean, unless you, like, have a link set up already. Robert, if you have a link set up already, then that's cool. But if not, you can just, like, let me know, and I'll throw this game up, and you can jump in with the Bravo list here. The rest is using your skill and playing your deck efficiently. Yeah, Z, I mean, I think that's, like, a really good way to look at tournaments. Like it's cards at the end of the day. You have to get a little lucky to win card tournaments almost any time. Go ahead. Roger that. You have to get lucky to win almost any time, but at the same time, like I definitely agree. Like there are going to be good rounds and going to be bad rounds, and I think the good players are able to sort that out and be like, you know what, I got high rolled. I got to keep my head on my shoulders, and we're going to get them next round, which is not always easy to do. So, yo, Diablo, what's up, dude? I will go first. Big Sag. All right, we're going to bring in the Command and Conquers, the Reinforce the Lines, take out Sink Belows, take out Double Strike and the Art of Wars, because that's how I play into every Bravo, and we'll see how it goes into Robert tonight. Is Fi better into Redline or Big Dragon Dromai? So I think that Redline Dromai can race you easier than the Big Dragon Dromai can. Big Dragon Dromai is like I think a little bit softer into Fi, especially if you're Emberblade Fi. If you're playing Emberblade Fi with multiple Phoenix Flames and Flame Call Awakenings, like I don't think you can ever lose. If I'm just being honest, like I don't think you can lose to that deck. It feels like almost impossible to lose to that deck if you're playing that Fi specifically. But I think even as Kadachi Fi, I still think you're favored into into Dromai, and like not much, but I think you're a little bit favored. But I definitely think you have an easier time with the Big Dragon list. as opposed to the red line list. The red line list can just race you better, in my opinion. What do you think the new Guardian will be? There's another Guardian? I mean, I guess we've only seen one, so that makes sense, but so the fact that this is only for 5 is actually pretty cool. We can just block 5, and then I get to go Rising Resentment, or I get to go Bittering Thorns, Pitch to Snatch into Rising Resentment, Arsenal the Sink Below, which I really like here. We're missing one. Diablo's back for another teaching session. I think Diablo learned more. I think Diablo learned more. I think he learned more from himself than he did actually like me teaching him the other night. I think it's fair. I don't know. Like, it's kind of weird because like I think the new Vault, like a new Volda, would be really cool, and a lot of people have been waiting for it. But I like it also like at a certain point like them like giving us Kasai and then like a Volda like also feels kind of like, I don't know, like a little like lazy almost. I don't know, but I don't really want to sit and like point the finger at you know, I'm never gonna snap here, and if he's just gonna give it to me, I was like I'm never gonna snap here. The first D-React tells me he has another D-React here, but I don't know what the new Guardian's gonna be. The whole Wager Guardian I think is really cool, so I'm actually curious to see what the new one's gonna be. I think it'll be cool. LSS normally doesn't let us down. Like LSS like does a really good job of like keeping the cards new and like fun and like really keeping us like entrenched in the metagame, in my opinion. So I don't know. I have high hopes for what we're looking at here. I'm just gonna take 4. I was like, if Robert wants to pummel that, then Robert can pummel that to his heart's content. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna take 4 here. Haha, I learned enough to sort of understand what's happening. Lol. Listen, I'm convinced that if you learned something, you learned it from you, man. Because I went back and watched some of that VOD, dude, and like, let me tell you, I don't think you were learning anything from me, brother. I'm hoping we get the guy from Mangle or Pulverize. Ooh, that would be cool. I would actually really like to see the guy from Mangle. That would be really cool. That would be dope. Was the best fab tutorial ever? Taberna, you're too kind. I watched it. You're too kind. Oh, let's throw Snatch here. We've now pitch stacked a Go Again card with a Sensor, which I think is fine. Wow. All right, so we've gotten 4 D-Reacts out of the way already. So only 2 more to go. We're going to hope this isn't CNC Pummel. Block Lava Vein and no. Block Diplomacy and Sink here. And then we get to go Kadachi, Bittering Thorns, and then Arsenal our Sink. I think this is perfectly fine, and we can just keep our hand here. This is perfectly fine. Yo, let's go. Mason with the Hydrate. Trying to keep me alive after the other day. Have to say, I've never appreciated water so much as I did the next day. Monday, I woke up. I threw up a little bit. Carly ordered DoorDash for us because she's a saint. And when she did, I had some biscuits and gravy to try and like get rid of all that alcohol in my system. And then from there, I had a splitting headache for a while and finally started to recover a little bit. And we played cards a little bit later yesterday, trying to get some games in here. Uh-oh. I'm in danger. Oh, that's really not that scary. I like the little dominate thing. That's kind of cool that they gave the dominate thing there. Oh boy, here we go. There's a lot of chat that I missed here. It would make sense with them giving us Kasai and Kano. I mean, yeah, Babar, it would make sense if they gave us Volda. Especially with the Rhinar reprint. Yeah, the Rhinar reprint was rough, dude. I want a Guardian that doesn't have Bravo's exact game plan. I mean, a new Guardian, like a new style Guardian would be cool, honestly. Like a more aggressive Guardian would be awesome. He's getting a lot of good equipment here from us. Like, he's getting a lot of good stuff from here from us pretty early on. Okay, I mean, that's fine. So I'm just going to go 7. Put the stab wound on the bottom. Pitch stacking a little bit here, setting up. And then we're going to arsenal our other E-Strike. I mean, we could have went Kadachi 7. That would have also been a fine play, and it doesn't leave me with an arsenal. All right, so he wants the Seismic Surge, which is actually like kind of a neat play. Makes me wonder if he has a Spinal Crush in arsenal. Actually really makes me wonder if he has a Spinal Crush in arsenal, and he's going to activate Bravo and then throw the Spinal Crush. No, just throw a Chokeslam. Can't gain power, which is like pretty obnoxious, honestly. I mean, I could block 5, go to 29, throw... No, that's tough, actually. That's really tough. Let's take 5 here. Let's take 5. I think that's okay if we block 5. The dominate symbol literally changed a few ago. It was not like that your first game versus Bravo. It was not like that my first game versus Bravo. Was it really not? I mean, I believe you. I'm just like kind of like, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that it wasn't like that just a few games ago. I really wonder if it actually changed now. I'm gonna have to go back and like watch the VOD and see if it changed, because that would be kind of like neat if it did. Be kind of neat if it did. Hey, Kingston, what's up, dude? How are you, buddy? You having a good night tonight? You got wow. Okay, so there's 3 sinks and we've seen 2 fates, so there's 1 fate left, and we're just gonna arsenal to reinforce the line here. What are these hands? I mean, I can block 3 and throw Command and Conquer here. Like, I don't really care. Like, there's their fate for scene. All right, so they have no D-react. So Robert has no more D-reacts here. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted at all. I clicked too far, and then when I hit undo, it took us back all the way back. Now I'm apologizing to Robert. Oh, Lord, it's a whole thing. Yeah, just went back myself. Talashar's devs definitely cooking tonight. Ooh, interesting. That's kind of like neat that like it changed like literally in like the last like, I don't know, 2 hours. Because the first Bravo game was pretty early on in the stream, right? Like that was a while ago. I want a less aggressive Guardian. Give me funny shield things. I mean, if it's like funny and like on pace with things, that's cool. I could get down with that, Colboats. But yeah, I think we'll see something like Brevant, highly defensive, set up buff for his swing fat attacks. So as long as it's not like, you know, like casino-y and like high rolly, like I'm actually really down for like that style like game plan. And now I get to play Reinforce here. I mean, not the best use of Reinforce I've ever had here, but it's fine. We get to go Kadachi, Ronin Renegade, Arsenal the reinforcement line here. Talishar Dev is fast AF. I want Vincent to get a shield. That would be cool. I could see that, Babar. Like, I mean, like if you gave him like something that like actually had a relevant like line of text, and it had like one with Battle Worn, like that actually seems like that could be kind of cool. What the heck is this? I mean, we're just pitching one of these. Like, there's 1 sink below yet left that we haven't seen, and we're pitching this right now. His hand must be really good. Like, his hand must be, like, crazy good if he's doing this. Tunic's not up, so, like, I'm curious to know, like, how good it really can be here, but... Uh-oh. Yep, there it is. It's like pretty... I feel like that was what was coming, like makes sense. Now we're just hoping that they don't have a really good turn here. And now that we can throw 4, and we're hoping that their turn is like something that's not crazy. Like I would be okay with like a choke slam, like a debilitate would be not great, but okay. Like we're just hoping for not a starstruck. No pummel? Wow. Did he just draw CNC pummel? That's tough. Well, now we're going to discard our pummel, or discard our CNC here. And I guess we'll throw the rabble here. That was really unfortunate that it came up that way. There is technically a new shield that Vinny can play. I think it's bad, though. Oh, there's a new shield that Vinny can play? What is it? Yeah, I saw the lads made a lot of changes in our dev channel earlier. The guys pumped out a lot of updates today. Dude, that's awesome. Good for them. Good for them. They're like dude, Talishar is always on top of it. Like, love those guys. What? We are drawing so many, like, all red hands. This is like the 3rd all red hand we've had this game. So, I mean, we could just be, like, rolling hot right here, and he can have another pummel, technically. Could also be a hand where this is just the best thing he could do. That is not the case. Wow. This has been like an exceedingly like hot run from our opponent here. Like he has been rolling real hot right here. We're just going to throw Brand and Arsenal to CNC here. Like I think having the CNC is perfectly fine. The crazy part's it's still like a pretty close game, and Robert only has 2 equipment block left, or I guess 3 if you count the tunic, but... And I have 7 block from a card in hand and equipment, so... You never did tell me what the colors mean? Okay, gotcha. So if you see, like, if it's blue up here at the top, it means that it pitches for 3 resources. So over here in the top left-hand corner, the little resource gems that, like, you told me you figured out yourself. And if it has a red stripe at the very top, it means that it only pitches for 1 resource. If it only pitches for 1 resource, then, like, it's normally, like, a... Like, if it only pitches for 1 resource, then it's, like, typically a, it attacks for more normally. Okay. We're getting lagged like crazy right here. What is happening? Okay, so... I mean, I kind of like this play. We can, like, go to 1 here. Also, like, I think something's downloading on my internet, because, my god, like, this is, like, crazy Talishar lag. Honestly, I guess it could be that Talishar is pumping out the updates. Could be something like that. I don't know. I'm hoping to get back to making updates to our account system soon, but holidays decided to be busy. Dude, I get it. Kingston, like, when you're busy, man, you're busy. It's what happens, dude. That's an obscene set of turns. This is a Bravo high roll. Yes, this definitely feels like a Bravo high roll. 3 pummels, LMAO. Yeah, this was definitely like a very good Bravo draw. I mean, it is what it is. Like this kind of stuff happens. Like Bravo is like a very good deck and makes a lot of like plays like this. So I'm not like surprised that like our Bravo opponent has like thrown multiple things at us. Now, like 3 pummels in a row like that. That's pretty high rolling. That's pretty crazy high roll right there. So gotta take the punches and roll with them. That's really all we can do. Bloodied Oval, I think, is what he's talking about. Generic offhand. Its defense is equal to the number of opposing heroes with greater health than you. Blade Break. Found it, yeah? Oh, man. That seems really... So, like, basically, it just blocks 1. But it's, like... It doesn't actually have any like text for Vincent to do anything with, which I think is like a big L for Vincent, because I think it's more important for Vincent to have the line of text that he needs. 1 defense shield only if you are losing, so it's like terrible Skullcap that you can play in an offhand slot. Oh, so it's like even worse Skullcap that you can play in an offhand slot, like if you need to, like, which I mean, I guess to be fair, like I mean, Skullcap was like, you know, like the like, you know, like the center of like pretty much everybody's deck for a long time, so like it's not that crazy. Yep, LMAO. Bloodied Oval exists for UPF and heavy hitters. Yeah, I was like, when it says other opponents, it sounds like a commander style card, or sorry, it sounds like a UPF style card. It's habit to refer to the format as commander. We managed to win this game. It'll be a God-given miracle. I mean, I think we're just blocking out here. Like, I think that's all we can do. Like, I don't want to give up my equipment. Like, we need to keep our equipment for, like, something else. Unfortunately, if this is anything bigger than a red debilitate, we're in a... Oh, wow, we actually can cover the debilitate here. So, thankfully, it was, like, a red debilitate / chokeslam style card. So, that worked out for us a little bit there. This hand is not good at all. I mean, we're in a spot right now where, like, we're blocking more than they are, and, like, we're already down on cards, which is not good. They can give us one card right here. Robert can give us one card and probably, like, still throw, like, a dominated attack here, which is really bad. It's really bad for us. Oh, no, my drink's empty. Sag. Water it is. After Sunday, water's probably the only thing I should be drinking. Arcanite Skullcap was the old Crown of Providence. 100%, Kingston. 100%. That card was played in, like, almost literally every single deck there was. No, no, Bravo. You stop that. Okay, well, he's just trying to get cards out of his hand. I mean, so you're telling me there's a chance. Not a great one, but there's a chance nonetheless, I suppose. We'll pitch the brand. I mean, one, because it's like the only thing that, like, it's our blue, it's our resources here, but still. Also because it does have go again when we need it to. There's technically a Sink Below that he pitched earlier, right? Or no, there's a Fate Foreseen that he pitched earlier. There's a 0-for-4 defense reaction that he pitched earlier. So this takes a card out of his hand, and then our next card also takes a card out of his hand, so... Or this takes... Okay, so if he gives us the Tunic, that's fine. Which means he does not have to block this, technically. He can go to 1 if he can dominate something. Well, we've lived as long as we could. I was like, yeah, we did everything we could there. We couldn't hang on any longer. Man, that was a good game. We definitely hit a stretch in the middle there where, like, we were just getting, like, absolutely, like, just dumpstered. That was, like, that stretch, the 3 pummel stretch, like, I think it was 3 consecutive turns of the pummels there, man. That was tough. That was tough. All right, so let's update the record. 4-3 here. All right, Robert's got time for one more. So let's do it. We can play Robert one more time here. We're gonna have to refresh our screen here. We'll pick our Phoenix Flame. Kinda it's interesting, but I kinda wanna play the Warmonger's Diplomacy here and just pass. I kinda wanna play the Warmonger's Diplomacy and just pass here. Among the 4 other equipment with the signed text, it was the go-to generic headpiece. Honestly, decks, it was awful in. I mean, like, every deck played it. That card was like $100 when I started playing. I remember spending. It was the first thing that I spent a lot of money on. I spent $100 to be able to have that card in my list. So that I could play it in my dash list because everybody played Arcanite Skullcap and it was like $100 at the time. I spent $200 on Skullcap? Oh my god. When did you buy your Skullcap, dude? If you spent $200 on it, Z, good lord, dude. Man, Skullcap must have been coming down. I started playing right like the week after Everfest came out. So like This is an interesting hand. So I could block 6 here, which is a pretty patient play. If I block 6, I go Dachi Snatch. If I don't block, I can not block and put this on the bottom. And then it's Dachi Brand Dachi. Phoenix Flame for 2. Lava Burst for 5. Snap Snatch. Which is a pretty good turn, but I kind of like blocking 6 here. I don't know. Like, I'm not a big fan of like giving up life total here if I've ever had to. Like, if I don't have to give up life total, I won't in this matchup. Like, Robert's just going to take the Kodachis because it's what every Bravo player does. Like, it's the best thing to do is just to take the Kodachis here. All right, so we got some equipment here pretty early, which is good. You like to see that. Tunic coming up, so he could have like a 7 for 10 or 11 here, which would be really bad for us. Yeah, like that's Starstruck number 2. I mean, I guess let's get him out of the way now. 3-5-7. Play Warmongers. Like, I think this is our best play. If I had a Snatch or a 0 for 4 or like, you know, like a CNC, I'd like try to keep that. Hopefully we can like take them off of a big attack here. Like if they wanted to, like, the only thing that Warmongers does, especially with Tunic in their list, is stops them from bravoing us. So like it's not like very backbreaking, but at the same time, like it's good enough to like make sure I don't have to do anything crazy here. Like this could have been dominated here. Oh, let's see. I missed a lot of chat here. Sorry, guys. Don't feel bad. I got a lot of play out of that puppy and still doing Blitz. Hey, that's fair. That's a good way to look at it, Z. EVR had the Skullcap reprint, hence why it was cheaper. Everfest was a Skullcap reprint? I thought that was the original printing of Skullcap. That's how much of a zoomer I am right there. It's originally from Arcane. I did not know that. That's pretty cool. I started playing when Arcane Rising came out, and I didn't pull the trigger on it instantly because I didn't know if I wanted to play the game for real. I mean, I think that's fair, Z. Like, I don't think that's crazy, man. Dachi, Brand, Ravel, CNC. Give up this. Or my hand is blocked with the Command and Conquer, and then it's Dachi, Brand, Rabble, and or Dachi, and then the other one into Phoenix Flame into Lava Burst. Now, I guess if I just block with the CNC here, I lose that value. So I think we just have to take 7 here. I think this is what we have to do. Like, I think the only logical play we have here is to take 7 and just to, like, play the line. Like, yeah, that yellow being for 7 is just so good. Like, there's just so much value in that being for 7. What do you use to play online? Oh, I see somebody already answered you. Alan Z, sorry I'm a little late on the chat there. I'm trying to focus on my game here while talking to the chat here. But yeah, it's called Talishar.net. It's an awesome client. I cannot praise the people who have created Talishar enough. It is like a way for people like me to stream who can't play in paper. And it's a great way for like you to play like with your friends online if they live far away or if they are hot. Of course, there's a blue on top. I swear I hate Talishar sometimes. I know I was just talking about how great it is, but I always get a blue on top. You can't convince me that this isn't a number game at some point. He said thanks. Oh, Robert saying thanks is hilarious. That's actually fantastic. That is hilarious. Oh, man, that's so funny. Dachi Snatch, title of your sex tape. Oh, Diablo, that's fantastic. And mind your own business. Oh, all right, so we catch the game up a little bit here. We haven't seen a single D-React, like, at all. I mean, take 8. Like, It's take 8 or give him all of my equipment here. And, like, this card does not matter that much. Come in for 3. We're going to have to, like, these are the games, like, where you just, like, get in really awkward spots. Like, where, like, you haven't seen a single D-react yet. Like, and it happens. It does happen. I mean, I could block 7 here. I could give E-Strike Furnace Shuko. I think I'm better off just to block 3, take 6, go E-Strike for 7, Arsenal the Command and Conquer. Actually, is it better just to block? What have we seen? Seen 2 Starstrucks, 1 CNC, and now 1. So I can go Command and Conquer and then Arsenal the Mounting Anger. That also doesn't seem like a bad play. I mean, we're at a point in the game where, like, we have to be coming up on our D-reacts here. Like, we haven't seen any, but we have to be seeing them at some point, right? It's the Fi guy himself. What's up? If it isn't Drew Bolton McBroham himself. Headband goes hard. Thanks, Nathaniel. I picked it out just because I thought you'd like it, buddy. I do like the headband. Like, unironically, I do like the headband. That hand must be good. That hand must be good if he's giving me 2 pieces of equipment here. Still no D-react. Is this a give you equipment and try and flip the game turn? Is this Sensor Furnace Shuko? Dachi or Dachi Bittering Thorns Mounting Anger Blazing Headlong? Actually, it'd just be Bittering Thorns Mounting Anger Blazing Headlong Phoenix Flame. Actually, it's Bittering Thorns Blazing Headlong Mounting Anger into Phoenix Flame. But I'm forced to give 2 pieces of equipment here with no D-reacts. But we have D-reacts coming up, right? Like, I mean, we could also block 6 and attack for 8. Nah. Let's try to flip here. We're running out of time. Is Bravo Gamer really giving you a run for your money? Oh, Z, absolutely, dude. This is the side of Bravo that people don't talk about or see. Like, when people are like, oh, Bravo is, like, super inconsistent and Bravo does all of these things, it's like, yeah, Bravo does have a lot of inconsistent draws and Bravo does do a lot of things, like, where, like, man, and the sink below. Sheesh. Where it's like, Bravo can have some really bad draws. Like, I don't think anybody ever disputes that. But Bravo can also high roll you like a fool. Like, and nobody ever talks about that either, because Bravo can just roll you. Like, and if my man has another good hand here, what he's going to do is he's going to take 4. Like, if Robert wants to keep his whole hand, and then he's going to give me Buckler and Crater Fist on my Phoenix Flame for 2. Like, depending on how good his hand is here. Okay, so Robert has another really good hand. Like, let's block 9, set up the reinforce, and just go for it. Like, I think we have to find a turn to flip the game. And we're running out of real estate here, but card like Reinforce the Line will help us get there. Where are the D-reacts? Did I put one on the bottom and I miss it? Did I, like, put one on the bottom? Am I just bad? Am I washed? Is it official? I'm washed. You guys just didn't want to tell me, did you? You guys are too nice. Not want to tell me I'm washed. I do appreciate it. Activate Borvo. Okay. I mean, Sensor Reinforce the Line, take 2, go to 7. Rabble E-Strike for 7. Honestly, depending on what's on top with the Rabble, if it's a D-React, we could just, like, draw. I think this is fine. The other option is we give up all of our equipment, and I think we can give up all of our equipment another time. I think it's better to just go to 7 here. Like we're giving up 2 points, and we're gonna get to like kind of like opt a little bit here, depending on like let us see our mode. Talisar devs are sitting in a chat somewhere laughing at me. Dude, he just said thanks again. Robert's such a troll, dude. I love it. Honestly, I love it so much. So let's come in for 7 here. Like, this is probably going to be the turn that ends it. Sometimes it feels like you're playing against Arachne and they keep putting things on the bottom. Yeah, it definitely feels that way sometimes. Yeah. Like, I feel like those kinds of draws and things happen to me randomly all the time. Like, it is funny to say the least. I mean, like, sometimes you laugh or you cry about certain things. Double sink below, huh? This is Terrace under Pummel, isn't it? Oh, no. So, block sink below, go to 3. Discard Brand, Ronin, discard and Arsenal the sink. And then cry because he draws Command and Conquer Pummel and we've only seen one CNC. Like, I think that's just the play here. Like, I guess let's put this on the bottom. Like, technically just discarding a worse card than what we just put on the bottom, although they are kind of identical. Brand is technically just better because of its extra line of text. Here's all the D-Reacts. You'll love to see it. Talisar Bravo, best Bravo? Nah, Nathaniel, the best Bravo is the one that Arsenal's on, not their turn. I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just giving you a hard time, dude. He are bruised. Oh, wow. What do you know? You do have normal hands. I didn't know. This is crazy. I mean, this is not a normal hand by any means. This hand is dog water. Like, his hand was actually terrible. Did they change the dominate thing? Oh, dude, Drew, you missed that. It literally changed from the time I started my stream until the time that, like between, like, our third game of playing Bravo, like, that started, like, 30 minutes ago. So, like, it had literally changed. I just completely put the wrong card on the bottom. That was stupid of me. I'm not going to go back because I've already undone multiple things against Robert here, but that was dumb. I should have put the Reinforce on the bottom and Arsenal the sink because Reinforce is better in a hand by itself with no D-React, and sink is worse depending on what they dominate. So that was just that was definitely just a misplay on my part. So this is the pummel here. This is just the pummel. How many pummels have we seen? None? Technically, this could be double pummel, right? Technically, this could be double pummel here. So, but yeah, Drew, they literally changed the Talishard, like the dominate thing, while we've been playing this game. So, do I have to play around double pummel here? I mean, if you have the other one, it puts me to 1. So, like, it's not, like, that great here. Let's throw Snatch and see what happens here. Hopefully they don't have a D-React. They haven't really seen any, though, so it's not like they're just not going to have them here. Bravo, new text. Start the game with the Staunch in your arsenal. Hey, I think, dude, if that was the new Bravo and the new line of text from the new set, I think everybody would play that Bravo. We have to snap here, I think. Like, he has it. Like, he almost assuredly has it, but I think we have to snap here. Just in hopes that, like, he randomly decided to keep his hand and go to 1 here, which I don't think there's a world where Robert's ever making that decision. Maybe Robert goes to 1 right here. Yeah, I didn't think so. It's like not likely, but possible. You never know. Yeah, we danced on tabletops. Now we took too many shots last Sunday night. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Please stop attacking me with all this garbage. Da-na-na-na. All right, so we can block 5 and Arsenal reinforce, which is pretty good. I mean, Robert's playing the long game here. He's just like, I gotta get these cards. I gotta get these cards. I gotta get your equipment. We're down to 1 piece of equipment, and we only have 12 cards left in our deck, so we're near the end of the line here. So they stay at 4. We Arsenal the reinforce, and then hopefully we can give 1 card here. I mean, technically, we could give 1 card here. So let's do the math on giving 1 card here versus like giving 3 cards and going dachi. So if I give blue brand, my turn is dachi, mounting anger, snatch. My opponent goes to 2. Worst case scenario is he has double fate foreseen, which based off his hands, I guess could be a thing. So he goes to 2. And then we're out this, but we do have this. We're getting 2 cards regardless, right? So it's just correct. Yeah, like I think this is just fine. Considering that we're getting 2 cards at minimum, 4 best case. Or I guess 3 best case, he gives Tunic, swings Hammer. We give 3 block, go to 2. And then we have a 3-card hand with our opponent at 2. Or I guess, depending on how it lines up, they could be at 1 if they don't have the sync here. I don't know. Winnable? Yeah, this game is definitely winnable. This game is definitely winnable, which is like kind of crazy considering how it started, because like I did not think we were going to have a chance to win this game, honestly. Like Robert had that like turn where like he was rolling pretty hot there. This is where he plays Fate Foreseen, because there are no more sync belows in the deck, so it's Fate Foreseens only. How do we top? Or how do we opt? Bottom? Okay. Snatch? Give me 2 cards, please. Or give me a card and Tunic. Please don't have the other Fate. Please don't have the other Fate. Alright, we're getting like a momentary like lag here. I don't know. It's also worth mentioning that I think a 1 of Razor could be good enough like in the Bravo matchup, but that's only if you're winning. Like if you're losing, like Razor's just worse. But it could be worth it in this matchup. I don't know. I'm always rooting against the Bravo player. You love to see it, Drew. You love to see it. Unless I decide to play Bravo one night and then Sag. I thought we were friends. Drew, are you coming to Cincy? I feel like I asked you this the other day, but I can't remember. Ooh, are you going to keep 2 cards? Is this going to be an 8? Are you going to throw... Yeah, I'll definitely Arsenal that. Are you going to throw the 3 for 8 at me? Go to 1 here. I go to 1. Tunic, card, 2 cards. I win the game. Let's do it. Playing Bravo is a deal breaker? Oh, wow. All right, well, that's fine. I don't play Bravo that often, so it shouldn't be a problem for us, True. Kind of a good Arsenal. I mean, it's still very good for you. Yeah, no, like all things considered, how this game played out, like we're still gonna get there, which is kind of surprising, honestly. I did not think we were going to get there, but it ended up working out, and we can actually Arsenal our Phoenix Flame, which in this build of the deck is surprisingly good. So getting both of the cards there is really good. And then we can just arsenal the Phoenix Flame here and set up for next turn. So, and thank God for pitch stacking, because the last card in my game, the last card in my hand is going to win us the game. Or the last hand in my deck is going to win us the game. Shoo! Did I say good game back? I thought I did, but I don't see it anywhere. Man, all right. So another 17 turn game. Like again, I was telling somebody yesterday that like the average Bravo game goes like somewhere between 12 and 15 turns, and I have played like a 14 turn game, a 15 turn game, and a 17 turn game tonight. Like, just the nature of the matchup, in my opinion. It's just kind of how it goes. But man, I cannot believe we won that second game. Like Robert had a very good stint there kind of early, where like we really fell behind, but like I think you're just kind of seeing the power level of Phi. Also, Robert's hand where he had trip reds and had to just pitch for hammer off of a full 4-card hand was like the turning point for us. That was the win for us. Like that was like where we started to like really like take back momentum, because if Robert makes us block with more cards, even if he's not killing us, if Robert continues to make us block with cards, eventually he can literally fatigue us because of the spot we're in, and then he can just win the game by hammering us to death. So, holy clutch. Bravo player? Dude. Bravo player red flags, LOL. Yeah, that was a crazy game that we actually ended up winning right there. Playing Bravo and enjoying it, definitely a red flag. LOL, that's funny, Drew. Oh, I'm back. That was crazy. Definitely let the second game get away from me when I drew the quad red hand. Yeah, dude, the quad red hand was rough, dude. That was like a real, like, that was tough. Like, you were super far ahead until the quad reds hit right there. GG's. Thank you, Riku. I appreciate it, man. If you were talking to me, I was like, if not, GG's to Robert too. Was 2 good games right there. I rolled like crazy in game 1. Dude, game 1, those like triple pummel turns. Like you had like, I think it was 3 turns in a row you played pummel. And if not, it was like 3 out of 4 turns. It was wild, dude. It was like you were rolling hot game 1, dude. It was wild. It was crazy. All right, so we got 2 games here to log. Talishar, we played against Bravo. I went first, and we lost game 1. 3 turns in a row of pummel with relevant attacks put us too far behind, and we couldn't catch up. Talishar, or I'm sorry, not Talishar, Robert. We got Robert in here instead of Talishar. I always like to put the name of who I played against, because if I'm playing games on Talishar, I want it to be logged in my testing that it's just a Talishar game, that I may not know who it is. But I want it to be logged if I know who I'm playing against, so I can go back and look and like review later. So game 2, we went first again because we just did a quick rematch. I got that game. Fell behind early because I didn't see any D-reacts early, but Robert had a triple red hand that let us set up in Arsenal and crawl back. Okay. All right, what did I miss? What did I miss here? I'm excited to go back and watch it from your end. I mean, it was not fun for my end. No, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. That was definitely like on the crazier side of like some of the Bravo draws I've seen that first game. But yeah, no, it was really good games. It was really good. You should log the Talishar username, see your record versus the always online Talishar gamers. Oh, that's not a bad idea, Z. That's actually really not a bad idea. Oh, we get to play against Katsu again. We need revenge for earlier. This will probably be the last game of the night, by the way, guys. But But yeah, we need revenge from the game earlier today, because that was a wild game that I like. Man, it felt weird to lose that one. So sink below on turn 0. You love to see it. We were also forced to go first in that game, so hopefully going second gives us a little bit more of a favor here. I am not going to Cincy, just to answer your question. I wish I could go. Oh, brother, I hate that, man. I wish you could go too. And I apologize if I've asked you that like 3 times. Like, I'm sure I've asked you that multiple times. So, all gas, no brakes. It's the only way I know how to play games, Caleb. It's the only way I know how to play games, brother. So Rising Resentment. They already have their turn set up? Like, do they already have their turn set up if they're blocking with breaking scales this early? That's actually crazy. Also, they're running snaps and not the leg piece. I mean, this is 2 cards. I'm going to snap here. I mean, this is 3 and then Kadachi, and I get to keep this card in my deck. Or I can keep the double strike in my deck. I think having the Mounting Anger will be better later, because we can... Yeah, because we can pair the Snatch and the Mounting Anger together later, and I like that better. Not a very explosive turn. Our opponent blocked 1 and is at 29, so we only had a 12-point turn even with a mass trigger, but we do have the sink below, which is very good here. No, that was your first time asking, actually? Oh, well, I'm glad I haven't annoyed you to death, but sorry if I've made you feel like I don't care if you're going, because that's not the case. I was like, dude, I feel like I've tried to meet you at like ProQuest and like RTNs like so many times, dude, and I feel like I can I can never like meet you at an event, man. When this hits, create a Crouching Tiger in your Banish Zone. You may play it this turn. What, are they about to play something to give Crouching Tigers +1 or something? I feel like I want to sink this, honestly. Like, I kind of want to sink this here. Like, I don't know if that's correct or not, but... We only went to the same PQ once, so we haven't had a lot of chances. So I do remember the next Crouching Tiger gets +1. All right, so we'll take 3 here. I do remember you told me that we actually went to, that we played at the same ProQuest, but that I didn't get, but that like we didn't get to like, you know, catch up or chat or anything. I do remember you telling me that. Just gonna block 5 here. Like, yeah, I don't care about this. That's fine, dude. You throw those Crouching Tigers at me, brother. Can't get out of me either, fam. All right, so we got Ronin, Brand, Rabble, Phoenix Flame. So we're gonna try and get a mass kit here. Hopefully we get a red Rabble for once. But yeah, I remember you telling me that we played at the same ProQuest one time, but like that like you were sick or something, or like, or I can't remember. There was a reason why you said we didn't get to meet. Oh my god, the humanity! You giving me mask again, bro? I mean, I'm just gonna Phoenix Flame for 1, and then I'm gonna Shuko for 3, or I'm gonna Soul Beat Strike for 3 because of Shuko, because I get more points off the Soul Beat Strike attacking than I do pitching it. Like, I can't tell if I should be terrified they're not blocking, or if my opponent just doesn't understand what's going on. Let's take 1 here. But I fully plan on going to the Johnson City RTN. Dude, good. Good, man. That'll be awesome. I'll get to meet you there. That'll be great. Okay. So they have a Crouching Tiger in their hand. I mean, it's a blue. They knew what was on top from the rabble. So, I mean, I guess that's fair. They do know that they're only giving up 3 more points instead of like a snatch. So, yeah, I guess that makes sense, actually, that they would block that way. This is for 4. So, if I give up Salt to Wound and Flamescale Furnace here, like, they'd have to have a Razor in their hand. Yeah, I was like, they're gonna snap here because they want to do more things, I bet, but I think this is fine. We're up 17 points. We're playing efficiency here. Like, we're totally playing, like, just playing around things. Or are they gonna Katsu? Are they gonna go get a Tiger Stripe or whatever? The Tiger Swipe? Dude. That's actually kind of dope. No. Block 5. We're up 16 points. I'm gonna play patience here. I'm gonna play the patient game and make them beat me with some like fair hands because they won't always have these really good hands. They won't always have hands that do a lot of stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, it does make sense that they would decide that if they were gonna give me a mask hit, it would be that turn. I don't know if I want to block Bittering Thorns here or not. I think I do. I think I'm just going to block Bittering Thorns here to play around the mask chain link. That's good. And then we'll just go Ronin into E-Strike for 5. Or E-Strike for 7, I mean. Yep. I guess we'll go to 24 here. Like, again, we'll just block 5. This thing, like, actually had combo on it. Like, this is so weird. It's like they're just cobbling together the weirdest turns I've ever seen that are actually working. All right, this hand's great. We're probably just going to give it to them. We're just going to give it all to them this turn if they want to. Of course, I say that. And then they play a friggin' Art of War. Buff and Banish. Okay. So, I mean, if they had, like, some Tiger nonsense, they could do some pretty cool stuff here. Art of War, baby! Is that another Art of War? Oh, yeah, now that feels good. Is this guy playing Kitty Katsu? He is playing Kitty Katsu. At least if he's not, then, I mean, it has to be, right? Like, when this attacks the next Crouching Tiger you play this combat chain gets +1, so this is just a 1 for 5. Or, I'm sorry, 0 for 5 with Go again. That's fine. I'll go to 19. I'll go to 18. It definitely appears that they're playing Kitty Katsu, so I'm surprised he banished the 100 wins, considering he had to pitch a red, but I don't know what the contents of his hand were. Like, discard a Concealed Blade. I mean, Tiger Stripe's cool, but do you have... Like, you don't have a thing. Like, you don't have a... You don't have any tigers. So, like, the tiger swipe is just, like, a 0 for 4 at this point. Because there would be no tigers in play. So, what does he get? He get another 100 wins? No, I just banished the 100 wins. So, he's doing Resolution Step. So, he does go get 100 wins. Alright, I mean, that's fine. Honestly, I might just give him Mask here, if I'm being honest. Like, our hand is just that good, I think. I could potentially block 3 and still have an okay turn, but, like, this makes my hand crazy. So, I mean, this is 5 on hit mask. Like, I could give Soul Beat Strike and Shuko here. Like, this doesn't have combos, so they can't pump it. Or I could take 5, give them a card, and hope it's, like, not the create 3 Crouching Tiger thing, because that would just be obnoxious, because we'd be at 8, and then they'd be coming in for 6 more because of double Art of War. So let's tell our opponent that we're thinking here. So if I go Kadachi, Brand, Bittering Thorns, I have enough, so it's 4, 8, hopefully 12. So it's 4, 8, we're just going to say 12. And then we have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think this is fine. This is fine. We have 17 with multiple mask hits here. This man is popping off. This guy is kind of going ham right now. I won't lie to you. Please just be something you have to arsenal. Thank God we did not get punished for making like a pretty greedy decision right there, honestly. We could have been really punished right there. Like that could have ended very, very poorly for us, but and like the worst part is like he can just give me a 3-block and like Tunic here. Like on Chain Link 3. But the good news is that we get to pressure him on Chain Link 4. Or I'm sorry, on Chain Link 6 as well. Yep. Razor Reflex and Mask. Thank God he didn't draw a Razor earlier. That could have been like terrible for us. Come on. One time. Hey, we did it for the first time. I think that's the first red rabble we've had since like literally the I think like literally since like the first game. Just gonna give us mask. Interesting. Well, that immediately works out for us because we get to come in for 7, which means he has to give us 2 cards here, which is fantastic. Now we're putting our Flame Call Awakening on, or our Phoenix Flame on the bottom. Our opponent just conceded. All right, I guess they just decided that they were done there. Man, hitting the E-Strike was actually insane right there. Like I was thinking Snatch or something like that, but like the E-Strike was actually cracked. Like allowed us to like really just apply a lot of pressure right there. Holy moly is right, Drew. That is absolutely right. Yeah, you used up all your red rabbles earlier this stream. That's very true, Z. It definitely felt that way earlier on in the stream. We used them all. Like game 1, we literally had all 3 hit. We played against Katsu. We went second. We got the win. Kitty, Katsu. They had a couple of good hands, but gave us mask multiple times to keep their hands. Consistency favored us. All right, I think consistency definitely favored us in that spot. I think that's actually like a really good way to like look at that. Is that consistency was on our side right there. When you go to Cincy, you need to have matchup reports and rabble reports. Matchup reports and rabble reports. Drew, I got you. I'm going to make a note in my notebook to keep track of all the rabbles I play this coming weekend and to keep track of all my matchups and how all the games go. I can do that, brother. That is something I can do. I can make sure that happens. COD tonight? Yeah, I'm down to play COD. I mean, I was like, as long as Carly doesn't want to like watch TV or something, then yeah, absolutely. I was like, that was the last game for the night. So if you guys are on, then yeah, I'll hop on after this. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. Whether you're on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, wherever you're hanging out at, I appreciate you guys being here. It means a whole lot. We were over like 30 viewers most of the night, which is like normally, like lately we've been in like the 20s, like 20s, like mid 20s, but like tonight we were over 30 most of the night. So guys, I really appreciate that. Like, I feel like just like it's such a wonderful community. Like all the people that hang out on my channel are so awesome and a lot of fun. And like, it's really neat. And like, I enjoy everybody being here. So, anyway, yeah, that's it for the night. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I will be back on Thursday. No stream tomorrow, but we'll be streaming on Thursday one more time, playing some more 5 games before we head off to Cincinnati. Have a good night, guys.